Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Hope everybody has had a fantastic week. Looking forward to the weekend. It is Labor Day weekend, which is bittersweet. It's the end. It symbolizes the end of summer, but it is it's going to be a good weekend. Make the best of it. Today, how have you been? It's been a really long time. It's good to see you. How's everybody doing? Good morning. Good morning. Grab your cups of Nancy and come join us. Hey, Ghostly. From the UK, I love that. Soft massive. That is amazing. Good afternoon to you. Liberty Farmer with the 48. Oh, here they all come. Good morning. Good morning. Well, hello there, Gemma. Good morning, Lip Locked. There you is, Gary. Hey, Polish. Granny, this is the craziest situation I've ever seen in my life. I happen to agree. And you know what? I was scrolling the tubes, right? Before I went live, I was scrolling the tubes, getting an idea of what I've missed, what was going on. I wasn't on yesterday, aside from what happened with a neighbor. And then I spent the whole day running about, doing things, getting ready for school to begin. Still have so many things to go grab and shopping to do, whatever. So I was trying to, check mark some of my things. So I wasn't on YouTube last night until I was already, you know, in bed scrolling. So I click over and I tell you, I saw the most disturbing video. Proud Mimi, we just had a YouTube baby. Thank you, my friend, for being a member here. Thank you for being a friend. Um, I'm sure many of you know the video I'm referring to. I'm sure many of you saw it perhaps happen in real time. I did not. Um, it goes into the topic of the gaslighting that takes place on this platform and by those that Seth Rogers has surrounded himself through. Gallatin back in the day, bring back our soda and gallows. I do not. I did not. Nope. Kim, you're saying no, you didn't see it? You ain't see shit, Jason? Oh, Lord, bless it, bless it, bless it. Oh, it's a triggering one, so I'm not too sure it should be played. But give me just one quick second, and I shall see. You know what? Who am I kidding? It's triggering, but it's nothing new, right? I guarantee some of you have seen it. Cash, thank you so much for being a member here. We somehow missed the birth of our YouTube baby, but we are at 10 months, and I do appreciate you. I started reading more books and less YouTube. Great idea. Out early. It's disgusting. No, didn't see it. Thought we might be seeing the end of someone. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's all certifiably crazy. I'm so over it. Chaos and roses. I agree. But I'm going to stick to what the topic is for right now, and we will get back to we'll spin back around to that. I don't even think the word disturbing covers it sufficiently. But there were other disturbing things. Like the protest and what we heard there. Hey, Julie's Crafton. I was asleep by 9:30. I love that. Good morning, Brittany. Normal BS. I don't know if I want to say this should be normalized, though. All right, fine. Put a 1 in the chat if you just want me to play it now and get it out of the way. I can do that. And then we will keep this strictly focused on Seth, Sebastian, the alleged updates going on, the protests taking place, what we have learned through the protests taking place, and all of those other things in between. It's been one of the most wildest weeks. Yeah, I agree. All right. Let me make sure everything is working here. I have to actually talk to Jay about her Starlink. got one of those thinking it would solve my issues, and I don't believe it did. I don't understand what is happening with that. I know, Smoke Show. I just don't want to mix the two, but I do appreciate that. Hey, Shani, good morning. Well, one man yelling into a karaoke machine. Is that really a protest? So I had a video I uploaded and I kept trying to redo it, but every time I got to a certain part, I couldn't help but laugh. And it is so cruel. It's not even funny. It's not something I should be laughing at. But then you know what? I remind myself of the things he has said and done to me. Hold on. I'm not even gonna lie, it does make me laugh. Like, you know what? It's not like he's some innocent person. He's actually kind of cruel. So, and self-proclaimed suspect. Thank you, Melissa B, for hitting the thumbs up. Starlink is where it's at for me. I live rurally and works like a gem. I don't know why it's not working for me. No, it was not the free cooter show by the E's. I don't I know people found that to be hysterical. I find it to be another example of how these people pretend to be classy. But I didn't find it as humorous. And I guess it's because I don't know. I found it to be gross, right? Well, I bought the residential and maybe that's what it is. Maybe I need to buck up the extra 40 a month and buy the like actual plan. I don't know. I did have to buy like a super tall, like 10-foot pole off of Amazon to attach it to. So maybe that will make the difference. We shall find out. Um, I am going to preface this with a trigger warning. I know what your comments will likely be, but keep them a little clean. See, I was paying the 80, so maybe that's what it is. No, straight talker. I did not see that. Anything worth seeing from those buffoons? I mean, let's face it. All right, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's play this really quick. We'll talk about the whole green team and all of that crap in between, the whole facial recognition and all the BS they're trying to sell. It's actually concerning, and I'm starting to wonder. Matter of fact, I think I know exactly what is going on. And in this article we will pull up, you will see it too. And just let me know if you do. But in the meantime, this is what I was referring to. I know this person will likely try to strike it, cry victim, whatever. It is what it is, right? Like, this is a public platform. When you put things publicly, people have a right to an opinion about it. Oh, Kathy, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Oh, Marshall Dove, thank you so much. Adore you and stay strong, Mama. Thank you. I'm really trying. Just him still involved in Sebastian's case. Ugh, needs to get away. All right, let's get through this really quick. I'm going to pause in between for fair use reasoning, but this is insane. I thought it was chicken.
Mom, you end it? Mom. Mom.
And let's make this very clear. This is not attacking a child. This is not attacking a child. Say it with me in the chat. We are not attacking a child. This has nothing to do with the child. It has everything to do with the parent, not attacking a child. I'll say it again and again and again. I'll put a damn disclaimer. I am not attacking a child.
Mom. Mom.
Hold on, guys. I'm out of here. Yeah, I did. I am ending it.
Now, again, you hear the wake up, all right? Just like we hear every other time, you hear the wake up. Marshall Dove, thank you so much for the cash out. That was really sweet of you. I am going to the Amish market in a little bit. Gonna have a little girls' day with my sister. I'm gonna rewind this so you can hear the moment of the wake up.
Mom. Mom.
Hold on, guys.
Right there. That's the wake up right there. You got this. I sent you an email this morning. Thank you, Chica. I'll take a gander. Was this last night? I suppose it was. I did not catch it in real time.
I'm out of here.
Should be out of here.
Yeah, I did. I am ending it. I am. Are you all right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Well, did you get it?
Now, notice right there, there's no answer. Did you get it? There's no answer, right? Because the truth is, he likely doesn't even understand what is being asked. 18 months, Chica. Holy shit. I read your, I'm so distracted by what I'm hearing on the screen that I completely read your message, but surpassed the milestone. 18 months. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was worse before this, Nails. Oh, goodness, golly.
I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of the lies. Every night, every single night. There's no point of even coming on here.
Great and Grace, thank you so much. Thank you for the Cash App. There's no point in going live, right? Tired of the lies. Yeah. You see, every time somebody like this gets called out for the truth, they're tired of the lies. You should be tired of lying. Tired of lying. I agree, Mimi Ma. I'm sorry, we will get to that, I
When
promise.
these people lie and they buy it. Hook, line, and sinker. And people just believe it. Just bold-faced believe it. They seriously sinker. And people just believe it. Just bold-faced believe it.
No, you just bold-faced lie. That's the issue. It's a bold-faced lie. How do I get this to stop going off?
They seriously need to consider doing a research on spectrum and understand what autism and the freaking insomnia means.
All right, let's do just that. Let's do just that. So I will take a look at what it is, right? But I don't even need to take a look at what it is to understand that there are things you do to change it. There are things you do to correct it, okay? It is not that child's autism, in my opinion. It's the lack of the schedule. Let's start with that. Let's start with that to begin. The best way to fix something like that is to start a daily routine, not a nightly, a daily routine. A good night's rest. Wake the child up in the morning time, right? Go off to school, whatever. Come home, play outside. Then it's dinner time. Then it's bath time. Then it's calm down time. Then it's bedtime for the entire house. Everybody goes to sleep, all lights out, TV's down, whatever. Because I won't see TVs out because, some people enjoy watching TV to fall asleep. Electronics down, everything. Schedule. Okay? You have to create a relaxing environment for a child to relax. Get rid of the screen time. Screen time will keep anybody awake, including adults. So when you say it's like 3 a.m. and, well, we'll play on to it. Hold on. Let's just finish it.
Just, oh my God, constantly. Shame on you. Shame on all those people. Shame on every last one of them. I wonder, could he?
Yeah, shame on all of us. Not shame on you. Shame on all of us. Shame on all of us. Never mind the fact that 2 years ago during the Idaho 4, when that first happened, it was nightmares. Now it's insomnia. Yeah, shame on you. Shame on you.
Wow. What do you mean just end the stream in the middle of it? I have seen, Brittany, you have been literally talking at the time and someone says she's asleep. I'm like, what's wrong with I don't get it.
Show one clip of that. Show one clip of that where Brittany's literally talking and somebody says she's asleep. If you're talking about delayed in comments, that's different. Comments are delayed. Show one clip where somebody claims that she's sleeping and she's actively speaking. She proves her lies inconsistently. This is so shameful. No pride, not structure, no values. I could go on. It's sad, Chaos and Roses.
What in the world? No, he's not. He's clapping. My son is clapping because he wants me to get his phone for him, and I don't want him.
So before the mom supposedly clapping was taking place, right? And that's what she's saying. He's clapping because he wants me to get his phone for him. And that's why she says to him at one point, did you get it? So again, screen time, but okay. Okay.
Clapping. My son is clapping because he wants me to get his phone for him. And I don't want him to have his phone because he needs to go back to sleep. He's not clapping to wake me.
That's a good thing. It's the smartest thing I ever heard her say. I don't want them to have it because I want them to go back to sleep. Smart.
Me up. I guess I'm gonna just have to get on, like, I'm gonna have to be on camera every night, y'all. The only way I know to make this stop is to
This is the only person I know that even while falling asleep on camera, she will still try to tell you she's not falling asleep. The only person I know. It'll be because she was thinking. It'll be because there was a loose wire. She was scratching a leg. There will be any excuse. You will still be gaslit. I bet you she does too, Desiree. I bet you she always does. How dare she do a stream on what true gaslighting is when this right here, my friends, is true gaslighting.
come on camera, because with me not being on camera,
And is there any coincidence that I did a stream about gaslighting and now she's going to title one that? Like, you are so transparent. I hope if there's one thing you listen to me on, it is this right here. Listen closely.
make this stop is to come on camera, because with me not being on camera, there people are just, they're able to like twist all kind of freaking scenario. This, I mean, this is, it's getting to, I'm trying to sit here and find all the different updates about Emmanuel, and people
Oh, now she's going to use a manual, right? I'm sitting here trying to find different updates. Let me tell you something, Brittany. How about you have your updates ready to go? How about you have a list of topics to discuss and the links ready to go? You should never be live seeking updates. You should be doing that before you go live. That is why people say you do not belong to and the title of true crime. I'm sitting here trying to find updates. No, you're sitting there sleeping. We heard it. How dare you try to tell people we didn't hear sleeping again?
are coming in here saying I'm sleeping. And then it was really aggravating me is like some of my subscribers are like falling for the bull crap. This
That right there. That is what she has always said. When somebody leaves her and they come over here or somebody comments over here, she always says, "You fell for Granny's bullcrap. You drank Granny's Kool-Aid." She is now, this is gaslighting. When you sat there and said the other day that people are insulting your subscribers, no, you are insulting your subscribers. When you are trying to convince them that you're not falling asleep, despite what we see and hear, because whether you are on the camera or not, we see it, we hear it. You insult your own subscribers, and I can't believe they stay to be gaslit like that by you.
this is crazy. Starting tomorrow night, I will be on camera. These people are not, y'all are not going to be able to do this shit. And if I have to go live members only every single night, I'll do it.
What a threat. If I can't keep myself awake, god damn it, then I'm just going to go live through members only.
I'm talking about behind the paywall, because I'm not going to go through this every single night.
Then how about you go to fuck to sleep? The answer isn't to go live longer or to go live behind a paywall or to go live here, there, or anywhere. The answer is to not go to sleep. I mean, to not go live and to go to sleep. That's the answer. I get you, Pookie. I do. I promise you, I understand it. Girl, I understand it. Years of it. I understand it.
Here's the, you want to know the really crappy part about it? Let's just really talk about it.
Let's just really talk. You guys want to know the really crappy part about it? That young ears is behind you, hearing you gaslight the fuck out of everybody, but most importantly, him. That's the really crappy part about it. The really crappy part about it is that you are seeking out updates on a infant that was murdered in earsight of a youngin, and then wonder why they can't fall asleep at night. Yeah, yeah. That's the really, let's talk about it is right.
About the really shitty part about all of this.
Yeah.
I have to mute every 5 seconds because my kid can't be heard. You want to know why?
You want to know why? Because as a mother, you should be protecting that child. That's why. Is this serious? I have to mute every 5 minutes? Really? It's everybody else's fault that, again, it's the midnight hours and you have that happen in the background? Don't you have a boyfriend that doesn't work? Can he not tame to them while you do what you need to do? The shitty part is that she has to mute her mic to protect her children from a public platform. How shitty is that? How shitty is that? Hell, I mute my mic too. Find a different time to go live. This is unreal.
Kids can't be heard because everything that's said in my background is twisted and made into something maniacal and nefarious. So because
Oh, okay. So this was, where are we at? This was twisted and made into.
Mom, you end it? Mom. Mom. Mom.
And there's the wake up. But you tell me who has ever twisted anything and made it something it wasn't. No, you do that. Because instead of admitting, you know what, guys? I literally fell asleep. I am so tired. I have to log off. You make these things bigger by denying what everybody is hearing and seeing. And then it is an overblown shit show.
I'm not going to be able to do this shit. And if I have to go, here's the, you want to know the really crappy part about it? Let's just really talk about it. Let's talk about
Exactly,
the really
Tessa.
shitty part about all of this. I have to mute every 5 seconds because my kid can't be heard. You want to know why? My kids can't be heard because everything that's said in my background is twisted and made into something maniacal and nefarious. So because
Yeah, because saying Brittany's falling asleep is nefarious. This is so nefarious. That's so nefarious. How dare you say she's sleeping? That's so nefarious. Yeah, I think every one of us that are mothers on here, B Tim, mute when our children come by. Absolutely. It's not, rocket science. It's not that difficult to hit mute.
I have to mute, then they take the fact that I'm muting and turn it in to something else. This is absolutely mind your fucking business. And
I want you all to hear the sweet Christian woman and the way she curses herself out of being caught sleeping. Do you know that when you click go live on a public platform, it becomes the public's business? Can they not comprehend that? Is that something that really surpasses the comprehension level of these people? How silly me too, Shelbell. I'm with you, silly us. Silly us. Ostrich, who the fuck knows? Because then she wouldn't have this perpetual victimhood to gaslight the shit out of everybody and act like that she's a victim of her own actions. Oh, true. That's true.
honestly, I'm not even even if I was sitting here asleep for 15 hours, it doesn't matter. It's not your business. So
Again, when you hit live, it is everybody's business. It is. How can you say it's nobody's business? You're live. You are live. I don't know why she doesn't understand that. I really don't.
what? And I'm going to tell you too, the CPS dog whistle, y'all are going to get your ass in trouble saying that.
Let me make this very clear. As my banner says, I am not encouraging anybody to dog whistle or do anything. Nobody at all. I don't even have to put that disclaimer. Don't even have to. Because here's the thing, Brittany, the fact that you threaten people that if they contact CPS, they will be in trouble, that within itself should have you in trouble. If people are truly concerned, they have a right to call. And you don't have a right to weaponize that over people. Do I think people should call? No. No, I don't. Nope, not at all. Because I can guarantee if it keeps up, you don't need to call. Spare yourself the time. Spare CPS the time. They're literally overwhelmed and understaffed. There's no reason to call. Don't call. That's the thing, Miss Jess. She can sleep. Why not make it a sleep stream? Say it. I'm sleeping. Hell, we're going to sleep throughout this stream because baby Emmanuel doesn't mean that much to me. But boy, I will wake right up and jump into a tizzy when it comes to drama. Damn near snoring speaking about that poor baby. But boy, you got a drama coming up. You got a bad comment to make. Whew, she's awake. Unreal. I was it breaks my heart. But this isn't the only one. There's more.
I'm on drugs when I'm completely sober, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
get your ass. Every one of. Keep lying.
What are you gonna do, Brittany? What can I mean? Really, you act like there's things people don't know. Yeah, I agree. No calling either, Quinny. Don't need to. Don't want to. Don't care to. I believe they're already fully aware. Blaming our kids. Yeah, I mean,
Keep falsely. Yes, Shayna. Thank God. Thank God it's all about to end, because it's so messed up.
that's what you said months back when you signed a declaration in Pennsylvania that you still refuse to acknowledge that you lost. It's all about to end. It would be so much easier just to end falling asleep on a stream. It'd be so much easier to end your stream and admit you're tired. But one more, just in case that, that didn't convince you enough. Now, I don't know if this is from the same night or not, but I know the video was made the same time. What are you guys hearing? We're still supposed to believe this isn't sleeping. Exactly, lip locked. This goes on so long. Almost there, folks. Sound like a fart.
One minute, guys. Hold on 1 second.
Right there. That you hear that every time, that wake up. You hear it every single damn time. You hear it. I see you, Nene. You hear that moment of waking up every time.
1 minute, guys. Hold on 1 second. No, my internet didn't go out this time. Give me just a second.
See, because the other time she's fallen asleep, the internet went out, this went out. It was always something. But this time, no. Let's hear what the reasoning is. Surely she wasn't sleeping.
I've got a kid who's having a tough night. Can you just give me 1 minute?
Oh. So when you people run around and you say, oh my God, they're using her kids against her. No, she uses her kids. She uses her kids. Nobody else. She uses them. It would be so simple to admit, I fell asleep. I'm so tired. I fell asleep. I'm going to wrap this one up, guys. I'll see you next time. But this is what she does because it is easier to do it this way than to admit that. And I don't understand it. I will never understand it. Simply falling asleep because you're tired is not something to lie about. Nodding, though. Right. That's what I mean. Like, if you were simply falling asleep, why don't you just say it? Oh, my God, guys. It's been such a long day. I can't believe I just fell asleep. I'm going to wrap this one up. I'll see you next time.
I'm just asking for a little bit of patience. It'll take me just a second. It's not cutting out this time. That was hold on.
See, because the time before the internet, it was the shoddy wire. So it's not cutting out this time. There's always an excuse. And right here, her chat is given them for her. At this point, her chat helps her lie by offering these excuses. We're all going to pretend we didn't hear the snoring, the wheezing, the drooling. Pretend you didn't hear it and offer excuses to what you heard instead. These people like being gaslit, I suppose.
I just had to stop talking because my son just come in here. I'm going to need 2 seconds and then we'll pick right back up where we
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So she had to stop talking, not mute the mic, just start snoring. I remember mine were like really little, and if it was too early and they would wake up, I'd be awake, but I pretend to still be sleeping, so they crawl in bed and just fall asleep again. You know what I mean? But never did I ever do it like this. I mean,
left off. And son of a bitch, don't
oh, little ears.
start that shit about me.
Oh, just admit it, little ears are in sight.
And son of a bitch, don't start that shit about me sleeping. There is no sleeping. Mods, how many mods do I got in here?
God damn it, mods. Clean up for me. Get out the brooms and sweep. There was no sleeping. So yeah, those were just unbelievable. That's the crash down LJD3. That was the crash we just heard. But, you know, everybody needs to do research. Do research. Yeah, research says 48% of children with autism can have insomnia affecting them, sleeping problems affecting them. Irregular melatonin levels, except for your ex-mod gave out messages that you were running because you ran out of melatonin, right? So we know that, you know, you do the melatonin because your ex-mod gave it out. But the best thing you can do to stop that is, one, establish a consistent bedtime routine. Also, I would strongly suggest you either get to a doctor or get to a new doctor, because I don't know any doctor at all that would allow insomnia to go on this long in a child when sleep is so crucial for their health. But, you know, whatever you need to tell people. Whatever you need to tell people. It just breaks my heart. I just can't fathom that doctors want to give medication for that. I can't. I refuse to believe that they want it. You know, getting the energy out during the day, going to the park, you know, running in the woods, exploring, even just walking around the block. Even if you just have to take them a few runs around the block, something to get that build up energy out would be a great beginning. But you know what? You'd rather spend 12 to 16 hours on a live stream, right? And don't say you don't, because we see it. We see it. So greedy for the money that you are prioritizing that above everything else. And, you know, I received a clip where you claimed that you had to hide everything because of me. You're so full of crap. You hid everything before that. You do have a preservation letter. I know you're listening right now, so listen closely. I like the fact that you admitted that you had to hide stuff. You had to hide your live streams, because that's exactly what you did. But stop lying to people that impacted your income. You're not some amazing creator that's getting a bunch of revisits on old live streams. You didn't take down a bunch of videos that were getting a lot of views, therefore is impacting your ad revenue. Removing live streams is not going to impact your current income, and you know that. But you will look for any excuse to get people to give you a few extra dollars out of their pocket. You'll literally lie to the people. Just like when you said because you missed a day of live streaming, you missed money. You just, you know what? One day, there will be major look back at everything, and my heart breaks for that day. It really does. Exactly, Grammy H, because she goes from falling asleep and then suddenly she's cursing people out. Everybody else's fault, not hers. How dare you all think that she is sleeping when you hear snoring and wheezing and drooling? How dare you? So that's what I seen that really. Emma, thank you so much for the donation to the Give Send Go. Thank you. All right, let's check this out. So moving along to the actual topic today. As many of you are aware, Seth Rogers did a protest out front of Sumner County Police Station. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that. Somebody did drive by and they grabbed this video, and I wanted to make a short out of it, and I'll be honest, I couldn't get past I couldn't get past the part without laughing. And I thought, you know what? This is cruel. The guy himself is literally a monster in my world. He frivolously sued me, but I still felt sympathetic to what I was seeing. So I privated the video. I uploaded it, then I privated it. But I do want you all to see. So a friend of ours drove by the protest. This was August 27th. August 27th, 2025, Seth Rogers called for a protest out front of Sumner County Police Station. This is the turnout. It's not funny. It's not funny, but it is literally funny. August 27th, 2025, Seth Rogers called for a protest out front of Sumner County Police Station. This is the turnout. It's fucking horrible. This is so cruel. That's so sad that nobody else was there that day. Oh my goodness, it is not funny. That's what happens though when you chase away people that cared. You end up sitting outside in a lawn chair by your lonesome. Oh gee golly. I don't know. At this time, he was by himself. I know later on, a person here or there came and he wasn't exactly alone. As we all know, the 3 E's appeared, gave quite the show, apparently. He gets what he gives. I agree. I mean, I do agree, but you didn't see him in the chair first go around. I couldn't get past it. So this is the first day of the protest. He did have a lot of support. He did. He had, and I believe, Heather, that's why he did it this way. I do. I think it drove him nuts to see Katie being supported. And that's why he did what he did. Because he's like Brittany, right? She deserved that money. It was her birthday, god damn it. How dare you not celebrate me on my birthday and focus on the missing children of the world? I agree. Where'd that commenter go? Hold on. I'm going to star you for later. We're going to get to that. So this is what happened. He did his protest outside of the Sumner County. And of course, he gave interviews, right?
I've never lost hope.
Let me make this bigger. I want to hear this man lie to the cameras. It is hard not to laugh, but I also felt horrible. I did. It was a mix of both. His truck is sitting there. That's broke down. Needs $800 for a fuel pump. Where does that come from? Is he saying that? I didn't hear that he needs a fuel pump.
I've never lost hope. My son is missing. He is not dead.
Mm. Does anyone else recall when Seth said it's a recovery mission? Months back. How about when your private intelligence group said that he's likely in the sewage pipes or laying deceased in a ditch? Those things didn't happen either. We're all supposed to pretend none of that was stated. Okay. This is Sebastian Rogers. He is still missing.
18 months later, and the mystery remains about what happened to this young man, Sebastian Rogers. The now 16-year-old seemingly vanished from his Hendersonville home in February of 2024. Patsy Montesino spoke with Sebastian's father, who is keeping the faith his son is still alive.
I want answers. Where's my son?
This father's love keeps his efforts to find his son going. Sebastian Rogers went missing in February of 2024.
I've got a lot.
In my opinion, he's running out of money and feels he needed this. Yeah, I actually do agree with you, especially if we're hearing he needs 800 for a fuel pump. I mean, again, I don't know where that came from. I don't know who said that, but that's interesting timing. All of this is interesting timing, isn't it? These guys have been silent. They've been absolutely silent about Sebastian for months. TMZ starts talking about the litigation, and all of a sudden they're tweeting about Sebastian again every day, right? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Always late, I agree with you, and we'll get back to that. Absolutely.
A lot of memories of my son. I've got a lot of memories of my son, but I'm not done making memories, and that's the point.
Oh, that's the point. He's not done making memories. He's not done. Why is everything with Seth Rogers Seth Rogers? I'm not done. I got plenty of memories with my son, but I'm not done making them. And that's the point. Me. I. That's all we've ever heard out of Seth Rogers as him.
During the first few weeks, there were massive search efforts looking for the autistic teen. But as time passed, they stopped. Now his dad, Seth Rogers, feels frustrated with law enforcement. He says they're not doing enough.
Nobody's been arrested, and my son hasn't been found.
That's why he's standing outside
Nobody's interested. How not? How couldn't they? You got the elite. You got the elite working for you.
the Sumner County Sheriff's Office.
So I can look at that window, so I can see them if they come out.
Joined by other supporters.
Hold on one quick second. You two babies, Shelby. Come on, you future. Oh. Right, why don't you tell the truth? Exactly. Shelby Lynn, congratulations. But seriously, thank you so much. Thank you to all of you who are members here, who are regular chatters here, who come in, who interact, who hit the thumbs up. All of that helps more than you realize. And I appreciate you all tremendously. Thank you. Paid more than the cops, so they aren't, 500K. Seth doesn't go on his own channel. I agree, Life and Heart. Why doesn't he? Why doesn't Seth use his channel that he built because his son was missing, the channel that's literally called Seth Rogers, father of Sebastian Rogers, and post every single day a photo of his child? Why isn't that happening? Does anybody else wonder that? There's no reason why he doesn't. In the Pines, a 12-month membership. Thank you. A whole year. Disgraceful, Seth. Who would expect anything less? Hey, Seth, as BJ helped you with money, she made enough out of you and your missing son. Yeah. Or she can keep that going for the judge's ruling. I've researched at length at night. Things are not as they appear. Really, Little Red. Color us shocked over here. It's exactly why we were all threatened with Rico, because we could see through it.
I am part of Team Sebastian. I just want answers. The community deserves to have answers.
Demanding another agency like the FBI get involved. I reached out to the Sumner County Sheriff with these concerns.
Who wants to tell them that the FBI was involved? It's amazing that the father doesn't know that.
In a statement, he said this is an active investigation. He says they continue to follow leads and coordinate with the FBI and TBI. He asked you to share the official Amber Alert poster and call them with...
You notice anything written in this sentence? Anybody notice it? Sheba, welcome. Welcome to the MFers. We are excited to have you with us. Both gifted thanks to the generous chat. That is amazing, Sin. Thank you to everybody who gives memberships. Hope for Snoopy says he wanted the attention because Heaven Help Katie has a fundraiser. I absolutely agree. I'm going to, Grammy. We are bringing that up. He has a new Cash App and PayPal. Both links dropped repeatedly during her live. Wow, shocking. Huh. Official, Lady Luckin, official. Please share the official Amber Alert poster and call with any information. The official. Because who has an unofficial one going about? Seth, I'm confused. You are yelling at sheriff all week and blaming Katie, but at night thinks they spotted him overseas yesterday. Miss me with the BS, and the FBI is involved. Thank you. Hey, well, there's that. Not a money grab. No. Sarcasm. That is sarcasm. Reading a comment from the chat. Oh, boy. Wasn't it, didn't we see a message from at night where they said they haven't suspected any of the parents since last October of 2024? You know, when they threw all of us in frivolous litigation, accusing us of RICO? Yeah, that. Official.
Any information as quickly as you can.
I think about Sebastian every single day, and it has gone on for way too long now. When we reached the 1-year anniversary, I couldn't believe it. And the fact
It has gone on way too long now.
that we're almost 2 years into it is...
The fact that you're saying all this while wearing a cartoon image of the child speaks a lot of volume. Okay, again, why ever on God's green earth would you make a cartoon out of a missing child? Is that supposed to help anybody find him? A cartoon?
So sad.
Those outside the office hope that by showing up, they can bring more attention to Sebastian's case and find any information
What
that
a
may lead
crowd.
to him.
I've never lost.
May lead to him.
I've never.
And find any information.
You know what's really sad about this is that Seth used to be surrounded by so many people, including all of us that you accused of a RICO. While we may disagree with the way you've conducted yourself, the one thing we all agree on is we want answers for Sebastian. And the way you've gone about it does not help. It doesn't help. This isn't helping. You know how many people once supported this man? That block would have been filled. I want to take you all back to the green, the bridge walk. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people came. And then over time, after he got involved, in my opinion, with Tony Mathis and At Night and Dog the Bounty Hunter, his personal little crew grew, but everything else dispensed. And he was no longer being supported like he used to be because you pushed everybody away. Sherry, thank you so much for the gifted membership. Yeah, Music City Mom was at the bridge walk. It was beautiful. It was a great turnout. And now look at that turnout. Grammy H, welcome. Thank you for becoming a member.
That may lead to him.
I've never lost hope. My son is missing. He is not dead.
Seth says he will stay outside until at least Friday.
I haven't left.
I haven't left. You also haven't left the panels, right? Why aren't they searching? Why isn't Dog there? What happened to having 100 of people? I think they said 10,000. 10,000 people, boots on the ground searching. What happened to that?
Don't plan on leaving. I want my son found.
Reporting in Sumner County.
And tell us what you're doing to find him.
Pat.
Tell us what you're doing to find him. You know what? I wonder if they stopped speaking with you the minute you hired a bunch of convicts to insult them. Oh, the E's, they have such a facade, don't they, CJK? Oh, I can't wait until the E's. I can't wait until they get a knock at their door. This reporter said, can you tell me what kind of child Sebastian was? He corrected her and said, is. That is disrespectful of her. I understand why she would say was. What kind of child was he? I'm glad he corrected and said is, but did he answer the question? So then we have, of course, WKRN, who, in my opinion, does reckless reporting all the time, reported about the RICO and the allegations against me, but they never did the updated ending, right? They never, all right. Oh, maybe we'll play this video too. I was going to read it, but
18-year-old Sebastian Rogers disappeared from his Hendersonville home.
And since then, his father says he's had no answers from investigators. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 5. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilkes. News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry shows us.
Does anybody remember Seth saying that the police don't want to speak with him unless it's via text messages because they want a trail? What does that scream to all of you? Did anyone else see the case where the dad acted exactly like Sean, then was proven guilty? Yeah, there's like 2 big ones. Good morning, Toe Beans, Jen's Mess, and Casual Art Remember, Shelly, Choo Choo, Ellie, Sound Suspish, Stone Fox, Stephanie, UA. Everybody remembers that. Okay. It tells you that he's a POS, perhaps. Felon with absolutely no security clearance access any government facial recognition database. I know, Little Red. They want us to believe that they have access to governmental facial recognition. And people believe it, though. People believe it, and that's what's scary. People like Lala or Lulu, whatever her name is, they go out and they repeat that stuff as if it is true and factual, and that's concerning.
So what he's doing this week to change that.
I'd like to know where Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is.
He deserves to be at home. He deserves to be around somebody that loves him.
Sebastian Rogers vanished in February 2024. Search efforts stretched across Sumner County, bringing in the TBI, FBI, and multiple local
but yet they still want you all to believe that the Proudfoots have enough power that they are going to be covered up in a crime.
agencies. But after a little over a week, Sumner County Sheriff's Office announced they were scaling back and shifting their focus on the investigative side. Since March of last year, the Sheriff's Office hasn't held a press conference on the case. And Seth Rogers, the father of Sebastian, says his calls to investigators have gone unanswered.
Buddha whacking everywhere. I do think Sumner County could do a little more to update the public. I understand why Seth Rogers would be frustrated. I just find his timing of his frustration very convenient. Why now? Why had they been quiet for months and months and months, and all of a sudden they're coming out and they are being loud and proud and making up more bullshit like facial recognition has spotted him in a war zone area? Can you imagine being, and this includes Seth, could you imagine being Seth Rogers, Chris Proudfoot, and especially Katie Proudfoot? Again, we don't know if they're guilty or not. We don't know if any of them have done anything or not. But can you fathom the idea that this private intelligence group is trying to convince you that they have found your child, but he's over in a war zone country? How would that make you feel? How many times have they said that they found reason to believe that Sebastian's here? Oh, he's there. Oh, now he's here. But they never give an update, do they? They always just move it along to another thing. Hey, Cup and Lip, come on in. Come on in. Grab your coffee. Chai, it's Katie's birthday week. Coincidence or no? No, it's not a coincidence. I believe in no coincidence when it comes to these people. Right, Nay. My gosh. That's quite a claim. And it's always a trending claim, isn't it? Oh, when the Venezuela gangs were trending, they had reason to believe that he was kidnapped by the Venezuelan gangs. Never an update on that. Never a follow-through. When the border crisis was taking place, they had reason to believe he was over the border. He was in Mexico. Never an update. Never a follow-through. Now they have reason to believe, they had reason to believe that that Jeffrey Epstein Island has something to do with Sebastian. Never an update. Nope. Now they have facial recognition that shows him to be in a war zone. These guys use whatever trending topic there is and they mesh it into Sebastian, and morons like that panel last night eat it up. But you know what? I know, and you know, at least with you, Brittany, that you don't believe a word these guys are saying. You know it's all fabricated BS. But you'll never admit it because you signed an NDA. And the Pine says they're on their third cup of Nancy. Happy weekend, GW and Felon Melons. Happy weekend to you in the Pines. Ay, ay.
They won't speak to me since I sent them.
Oh, look at him smoking there. Okay. I like the shirt. I do. I like the shirt.
Won't speak to me since I sent them an email telling them about 15 things they needed to check. And
I sent the FBI an email and I said, you need to check this.
if they hadn't done it, then you haven't done your job.
A year and a half later, Seth Rogers says he's still
All by myself. Can we get some auto tunes? Don't want to be all by myself anymore. Oh, wait, we got sound effects. What is this? Ooh. Hold on. I want to hear these. I can hype myself up with these. Oh. Are you guys hearing these too? Do you hear the sound effects? There's something new. They just came in. I think I enjoy these. How do you... Oh, hold on. Give me 1 second to play around really quick. Oh, these are going to be fun. Oh. All right. Sorry, that was cool. All right, moving on. I apologize.
has had no answers from the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and that's why he's out here today, demanding to know an update to his son's case.
Do you really believe that, Katie Quisenberry? Is that her name? Does she really believe that? That he just so happens to do it this week? Where has he been all these months? Nobody asked him, hey, where have you been all these months?
You up there in that office. I hope you're working on finding my son.
Because I'm not. Neither is my private intelligence group. Oh, boy.
Waiting.
With a microphone.
What did he say? I'm waiting. Hold on.
I'm waiting.
Wait. You waiting for what? To be arrested?
Working on finding my son. Because I'm waiting.
With a microphone in hand, joined by friends and supporters holding signs reading Justice for Sebastian, Seth says he won't stop.
I don't get to take my son hunting or fishing.
All right, I want you guys to listen to this. Again, I can have a little bit of empathy, but not much because I simply don't like him. I simply don't like him because I feel like he made a mess out of this entire disappearance. I think he chased away all the professionals for a reason. I think he distracted the search for a reason. I think he tried to silence us for a reason. And I think all those reasons are going to lead to one thing. And I think that one thing is going to be this. That's what I think. Seth chose working with that night over working with LE. I agree. Why? Why does Seth Rogers choose all of the unprofessional people instead of keeping the team of qualified, credentialed professionals? Dave McDonough, welcome to the MFers. I do apologize. I didn't see that. Thank you for becoming a member. There's a reason this man wanted us to look over there and not over here. But I'm going to hear his quote here. Let's hear what he had to say about all of this. I'd love to know how the parents feel about all of this too.
Or fishing. I don't get to play video games with him.
I don't get to take him fishing. I don't get to play video games with him. So we got fishing and video games. There are two things that I guess he would do with him.
I don't get to play cards. I don't get to watch movies.
I don't get to play cards. I don't get to watch movies. You notice what he's naming off here? All of the fun shit, all of the weekend daddy shit, all of the things that, you know, all about him, right? All about him, Britt. All about him. I don't get to. I don't get to go fishing with him. I don't get to play video games with him. I don't get to play cards with him. I don't get to watch movies with him. What about I don't get to hug him? I don't get to kiss my son. I haven't gotten to see him and hug him. I mean, it's me with this guy all the time. Seth, from day one, has made this all about Seth. And he said it, folks. He said this is the Seth show. And he meant it. And what you see here is Seth performing. That's what you are witnessing here, a performance. And this is what the people think. We're not impressed. We're simply not impressed. I don't get to go fishing. Video games.
I don't get to play cards. I don't get to watch movies. I get nothing while you're up there and you're up.
I get nothing. For fuck's sake, Seth. Your son's out there somewhere. And all you can think about is your needs and your wants. And I. We're supposed to believe you have no idea where Sebastian is. You haven't seen your son in well over a year. He's out in this world somewhere, this cold, selfish, dark world by himself somewhere. And all you can think about is how badly you want to watch movies and play video games. I get nothing, he said. I get nothing. I don't get to play those video games. The immaturity is disgusting. But I expect nothing less from a part-time weekend, every other weekend father. But everybody wants to believe and convince themselves that this is some tremendous, great, outstanding, productive father. Daddy of the Year award to Seth Rogers. I just cannot believe what I hear here. I can't.
Take my son hunting or fishing. I don't get to play video games with him. I don't get to play cards. I don't get to watch movies. I get nothing while you're up there in your office.
We just want.
You know what? While I can agree and disagree with you always late, I can say this. When I see comments, some, I believe you may have participated in, that are trashing the shit out of Katie and Chris and have zero regard for him, let me tell you, this chat right here has a reason to be mad at Seth Rogers. You know why? Because the man accused us all of RICO. This man right here, instead of searching for his son, he helped his so-called private intelligence group spend more time out here seeking a way to frivolously sue all of us and to shut our opinions down because he couldn't handle them. He didn't give a shit about Sebastian when he shut the internet down, did he? He didn't give a shit about Sebastian when he told a man who was out there every single day posting that child's face and boots on the ground looking that he no longer had permission to say his son's name or search for him. That's what Seth Rogers told an active boots on the ground searcher and a private investigator. You don't have my permission to use my name or my son's name to search properties. What kind of man that misses his child would ever say that to somebody searching? We have good reason to feel the way we do. And if this isn't the chat for you, well, I respect that and I appreciate that. But I strongly suggest you exit left because we do not have the same empathy left in us that we once did because this man destroyed it from us when he decided throwing us in frivolous litigation was more important than his son's face being out there every day. So excuse us if we lost respect.
There in your office.
We just want Sumner County to do something different to get different results.
Even retiring Sumner County District Attorney Ray Whitley says he is anxious to see this case solved.
There is more work to be done. Than certainly we want to have answers at some point, and I hope and pray that we do.
But Seth says until that happens, he is not leaving. He plans.
Oh, he'll leave. He'll leave when the attention on Katie dies down. He'll leave. And disappear into the night like he did before. You know, this man has a channel, a ready-made channel where he can post daily photos of this missing child, his missing child, and he doesn't. But for some reason, he doesn't want any other channel to do it either. He doesn't want any other channel to post that boy's face either. Why?
To stand outside the Sumner County Sheriff's Office every day this week and for, quote, as long as it takes. He's asking for the community to join him.
Do you expect your children to be safe? Because for the last year and a half, my son isn't.
So much to say.
And he's not doing his job to get it done.
But your intelligence group is. If there were answers, wouldn't they have them? $500K to $1 million retainer, wouldn't they have the answers if there were answers? You know, I do have to wonder, do you think that there's a possibility? Do you think there's a possibility that when Seth Rogers' merry band of misfits, in my opinion, came out and they faked evidence? They faked blob images to say, here's proof that Chris and Katie carried Sebastian out that night? Do you think when your private intelligence group is over here yo-yoing the people around, that they have reason to believe he's in Mexico, he's in a ditch, he's in a sewer pipe, he's over here in Venezuela gangs? No. Now he's over here on Jeffrey Epstein Island. Oh, no. Now we have facial recognition that he's in a war zone country. Do you think that's harming the investigation? Put a 1 in the chat if you think those type of antics are harming the investigation. Excuse me for a moment.
Father of Sebastian says his calls to investigators have gone unanswered.
Why isn't law enforcement speaking to you, Seth? How come every other time it's, oh, we speak to law enforcement once a week. We're working hand in hand with LE. I thought your private intelligence group told us they work hand in hand with LE and the FBI. Now all of a sudden, they're not answering your phone calls? Huh. Isn't that interesting? They're not answering his phone calls. I can't fathom why that would be. But gosh darn it, he misses playing video games. No, I'm not kidding you. That is their latest angle. That their facial recognition program spotted Sebastian's face in a war-torn country. That is their latest. What do you think of that? How would you feel? How do you accept that, Seth? How haven't you denounced these people yet? How haven't you said, you know what? Enough with your antics for your clicks and your views. You cause more harm than good. Vinnie Politan, Nancy Grace, none of these people will even associate with me anymore because of the antics you all pulled. You made a mockery out of my missing child. We're done. But instead, you sign another contract. Oh, yeah, they sit and they have a meeting with Trump and his administration weekly. And they say all of this shit. And then guess what? Because the people on YouTube and on social media are so simple-minded, they're able to just golly on past it and nobody ever stops to question. What happened to the last claim you made? What happened to the guy in the green hoodie being involved? What happened to, what did they say before? We had proof he was in Iowa? Was it Iowa? Then it was, oh, no. Now he's over here in Mexico. Now he's in a war-torn country. Venezuela gangs. They just moved past it and nobody ever says a word. Oregon. Any update on that? Any update on when Trump's coming? Secret Service with Trump sitting in the front seat is in Tennessee. How about when, better yet, when the fuck is Dog the Bounty Hunter going to Tennessee to search for Sebastian? Alaska? They had proof he was in Alaska. When are they ever going to fix? Any updates? I hope she does, little C. I hope she has the sheer gall to show up in that state. Oh, you don't think Trump's busy talking to Nick? Has a frat suit? Pennsylvania parolee? You don't think he's meeting with him once a week? Oh. Well, that would take some common fucking sense there, Emily Pickles. Thank you for having it, because it is literally concerning that there's people like Lala out there. What a perfect name for you, you doo-doo bird. Ooh, they have proof that he's in a foreign, war zone country. How dare you? How dare you play on the people's hearts like that? Make a mockery out of this missing child and say shit like that. Kind of fucking joker these people playing on this missing child's name. Literally sickening. And these people, I don't know her fucking name. These people should be held accountable for it. The amount of distractions and foolery they have involved in this missing child. These are the people that are harming the investigation. In my opinion, in my full heart opinion, if anybody is interfering in an investigation of this missing child, it is those idiots. Fucking Jeffrey Epstein's island. We have reason to believe that Sebastian Rogers is tied in with Jeffrey Epstein. Fucking man that's been dead? Really? And what gives you reason to believe that? Did the Venezuela gang go pick him up from Alaska, then Oregon, and then drop him off in Mexico, and then bring him back over here to Delco, PA, to then take him over to a war zone country? Is that what happens? This is their claims. I shit you not. This is the shit that they say. Now, I'm sorry, they never dotted all the things together. I just did that. Because I want to know how they drop off one lead, one we have reason to believe, and suddenly they jump to the next dramatic thing, the Canadian border. Really? And you people just look right on past it. Not because you believe them. I know, my bad. Not because you believe them, but because you dislike the people that are calling it out. And God be damned if you could agree with us, the dark side, where the logic just happens to smack you right in the face, as well as judges when you file frivolous litigation. Hold on. I think there's a sound for that. Oh. Unbelievable. Oh, next thing you know, Gary, they'll be saying something like, we have reason to believe he's involved, whoever's headed towards the Super Bowl. They'll use that too. Because these guys have learned to use whatever trending topic they can to get clicks and views, but not for Sebastian's benefit. Because trust and believe that 5, 6, 7 months they've been silent about that boy until TMZ mentioned them. They're not doing it for anything better than themselves. A few extra clicks, a few extra dollars, buy yourself a notebook with the name Nick written on it, and all is good in their little pretend make-believe world. Meanwhile, the actual investigators, the FBI, the TBI, the Sumner County sheriffs, they're doing adult work. They have to go off facts and evidence. They don't get to play make-believe with shadows and blobbing images and put 6 fucking videos together to make it appear like something. They have to work off evidence. But you make sure you keep distracting them, Seth Rogers. You make sure at night keeps putting out bullshit. We have reasons to believe for immediate release. Tie up those tip lines and make sure everything goes according to plan. Because I can't help but feel that this is an absolute look over there, not over here taking place. And it must suck that you weren't able to shut us up. Love you too, Kraken. Thank you. Oh, I don't. How could I forget about it? They don't just terrorize subs. They terrorize creators. They terrorize anybody that sees these guys for what they are, which is a bunch of buffoons that are muddying the waters on a missing child's case. I have reason to believe that too, Heather. For immediate release, ChatGPT, kings of AI. And these people eat it up and they regurgitate it back into the public as if it has any sense. You know what? Has that one lady ever came out and said, you know what? I lied. I lied when I said, oh my gosh, I hear helicopters. President Trump is in Tennessee with the Secret Service. They're investigating this YouTube creator who didn't cover Sebastian's case, but we felt entitled that he should have. Have you ever updated the public that you absolutely lied about Trump being there that day, about the Secret Service being there that day? No, you just move on to the next thing. And all you creators that are pushing this, shame on you. You are the ones that are interfering in this investigation. Here's my opinion. He's slipping out because they has been the longest he has not interacted with Katie, and he's obsessed again. It could be. Could be the fact that he saw that Katie got a lot of support for her birthday, and it tore him up. Because similar to people like him and BJ, because never forget, birds of a feather, they always flock together. They feel entitled to the donations that were given to the Missing Children organization. They feel like that money should have went in their greedy little pockets. Thank you, In the Pines. If more people would speak out instead of some, secret alliance they have made because, well, I hate who you hate, who they hate. For fuck's sake, this is a missing child. Get over yourselves. Good morning, Candalee. If anybody would like to come up, you're more than welcome to click the link. I can't even believe that this is happening. Let me play this all for you again, because this part about took me out. Because again, we got Eeyore on the screen with the me, I.
Why you up there in that office? I hope you're working on finding my son.
And it will never fail to amaze me how these people make fun of the way other people speak, but they speak the most broken English ever. Why you up there? While you are up there?
Because I'm waiting.
With a microphone in hand, joined by friends and supporters holding signs reading "Justice for Sebastian," Seth says he won't stop.
I don't get to take my...
Oh, is there any convenience? Is it again a coincidence? Is it again a coincidence that this man now is dropping a Cash App and a PayPal? And where did the $800, I need $800 for my truck come from? Is that why you're once again remembering your missing child? Because you need $800? Oh, and for people out there like Tony that don't know the difference between a question and a statement, that was a fucking question. Is that why you suddenly remember your son's name again? Because you need $800?
I don't get to take my son hunting or fishing. I don't get to play video games with him. I don't get to play cards. I don't get to watch movies. I get nothing.
I would love to know what Katie would say here. I'd love to know what Chris would say here. Is it that you don't get to? I don't get to go hunting, fishing. I don't get to watch movies. I don't get to play video games. Again, birds of a feather flock together. All the fun things you get to do. All the fun things you get to do. Thank you, Pika. Harassing the police while they are trying to work, he is a disgrace. Well, only he matters. Don't you know that? Nobody else matters in Seth Rogers' world except for Seth Rogers. It's not that the police have other crimes or they have other missing kids or they have other things of relevancy going on. Hello. You're on stage. Ready, Freddie, you're on stage. All right, you're going down. He doesn't get. What about what your son is not getting? Right. How about when he lied about the price of rent? How about he lied about that? I have to move because my rent's going up. No, it wasn't. How about the lies that Chris and Katie moved? But they didn't. But who did? Who did? What is he doing to find his son? This is what he's doing. This is what he's doing. Put himself center stage again. The contradiction is manning with him. It is. It absolutely is. And I agree.
While you're up there in your office.
While you're up there working.
You're going to watch movies. I get.
You notice everything he named again is all the fun shit. I can't get past that because I'm with you. All I hear is me, I. Hold on a second. Somebody keeps calling my phone. Hey, Mary.
Hey, Granny. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good.
I wanted to tell you that it was that Jennings chick that said about his truck the first day he was out there.
Oh.
And that's when they dropped his pay link.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the first day he's out there to bring attention back to his son for the first time in months. Hasn't utilized his platform to do that. It happens to be around the same time that he needs a new car piece.
Yeah, I think it was $80 because they had to drop the engine. She went into this whole spiel.
$80 or $800?
Or I'm sorry, $800.
Okay, $800.
Yeah, because they had to drop his engine.
Poor Seth needs $800, folks. Wow.
I can't get over that.
Unbelievable.
He's a big man child.
I completely agree. Even the things he just listed off. I don't get to go fishing. I don't get to watch movies, play video games, play cards.
Yeah, and it was all I not one thing about Sebastian. Sebastian doesn't get to go to school. Sebastian doesn't get to see his mom. Sebastian doesn't get to see me.
Right.
None of that. It was all I.
How about the fact that
what do I get?
Right.
I get nothing.
I get nothing. Not that my son's out there in the world somewhere by himself. Nothing like that. Nothing about the scariness and the unknown. But, God damn it. This guy, just like him calling Chris. Mm-hmm. Admittedly, he called Chris 3 weeks after Sebastian disappeared and said that I don't have a way to watch a movie in my own house.
Yeah.
They took everything.
Like, I'm sorry, but my thought on this whole thing is if he hadn't have lied to try and make himself look like a good dad and lied and said Sebastian wasn't on the internet, Sebastian didn't have, social media, all of that. He didn't give them Sebastian's laptop. He said he didn't. He said they didn't want it. Well, I'm sorry. If my child went missing, I'm handing every electronic in my house, because maybe he met somebody online and he did not give them the laptop.
Right.
And he said that in that laptop Sebastian was using, he said they took his tablet that he never used, but they left the laptop that he always used. So why didn't he hand that over? I
Right.
question that.
And then he made that weird comment that Microsoft reported his computer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Pretty
Yep.
in Pink, thank you so much for the gift. That's like when he he brought up he doesn't get to play cards. Doesn't get to play cards.
Well, I don't know if you saw, but on the first day that he was out there, he actually said to Craddock something about, "Are you playing poker tonight with Chris?"
Oh, and listen, I don't believe that Craddock and Chris are friends, but I don't
No,
know.
I don't either.
What would I
mean,
know?
I don't think so. But I mean, who knows? But I would think if they were friends, Craddock be working harder.
Well, here's my thing about it. I think that in Seth Rogers' world, Seth Rogers is so envious of Chris and Katie. He is so driven with hate of Chris and Katie, similar to others we see, that they literally don't prioritize the things that matter, like children, health, healthy relationships, because they are so consumed by their own hate that it overlooks everything else. And I think that's where Seth Rogers is. I think Seth Rogers has placed his hate for Chris and Katie so far above what really matters, which is his son, Sebastian.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
It is it's literally sickening. It's sad. It's a shame.
Yeah.
And he would say some shit like that, like, "Oh, well, when you're busy playing poker with Chris."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know if Seth is working. I have no idea. I know that his national spokesman, Tony Mathis, who was not a private citizen but is a public figure, I know that he came out and he said that Seth Rogers got beat up at work. He was working the hardest, what do you call it? What do you call those in jail? Wings, the hardest wing in the prison. And he was beat up and oh my goodness, they broke his glasses and he dislocated this and that. And then we found out the man wasn't even employed at the prison at that time.
Well, let me tell you, I'm a retired correction officer.
Oh.
I worked at the jail that Brian Kohlberger was in
Wow.
in Monroe County. I live in Pennsylvania. And
Oh, hey neighbor.
Hi. And I'm just going to put this out here. Okay. And I'm not accusing anyone, but I do want to say this. They go so hard of the fact that he had an alibi because he was in the jail and there's cameras. And what I can tell you is with 100% certainty, when I worked at the jail, there was a guy who used to work a lot of overtime, and he would leave in the middle of his shift without anyone knowing, but one person, that was the person who let him in and let him out. And he would go and feed his dogs in between a shift. Okay, so it is possible to get in and out. Now there's a 2-hour where he wasn't seen on camera. I'm not accusing him of it, but I'm saying that it's not out of the realm of possibility. And that's probably why he's still being considered a suspect. So, I mean, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that they would come out here and give this whole sappy story that poor Seth was on a horrible wing inside the jail where he was assaulted and his glasses were broken and dropping the cash app in between. And the man wasn't even working at the jail anymore when they said that.
Yeah.
They blatantly, what's the words of Brittany? Bold-faced. They bold-faced lied to the entire world about that incident that never even took place. And we're supposed to wonder why the police won't speak to this man?
Yeah, no. Well, I think I don't know. It just seems like anytime he talks, it's kind of like Brittany. Well, birds of a feather.
Yeah, they always find their flock.
Yeah.
Eeyores.
Every other, like anything they say is a lie. Like
Hmm.
the majority of the things they say is a lie. And I wouldn't believe them if their tongues came notarized.
No, that's why they called for Samuel.
Yeah, yeah. They need it back up.
Yeah, they need it back up there. Had to call in the the dark side, but they're calling in demons. I mean, good
Mm-hmm.
golly.
Yep. Well, yeah, and you know what? You know what cracks me up with that? So I'm not real religious. I grew up in a Catholic church, and like I'm not. I believe in God, but I'm not religious. Why didn't he call for Michael the Archangel? Like, why would he go for the dark side, like of
Because that's who
of
he
the
is.
religion? You know? Yeah. I mean, that's just like something I I'll never understand. But
Because I
well,
truly believe that is who Seth is and at his heart. I
mm-hmm.
think everything they projected onto all of us, that we're heartless, we're the dark side, we're demons, we're dark entities, we're the ones that are threatening people, interfering with investigation, we're running a RICO for fuck's sake, is all the things that they are doing. In my opinion, I think they projected themselves, their inner beings, and who they are onto all of us. Because when you can see the narc for who they are, they want the world to see you for how they see you. It
Yep.
drives them nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, why did he need a cleanup crew? I can't believe that she had the nerve to admit during a protest for Sebastian that Seth Rogers needed $800 to get his truck fixed. I can't believe that.
Yep. It's insane. I don't know. I One of the things that really bothered me was people want to say what a great dad that Seth was and everything. People need to look at how Seth talked to Trevor Lee. And you can't tell me he didn't treat Katie and Sebastian the same way when he wasn't getting his way. Like, that's
Oh,
just how I feel.
like I kept saying to people, do they not realize that Trevor Lee is closer to Sebastian's age than he is to Seth's age? And the way he said, boy, whatever I say, boy, get off this. Da, da, da. Yeah, no doubt in my mind, that's how he would speak to Sebastian, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. It gives
Yep.
a lot of insight to who and what he is.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Not much.
Nothing much new. Another same shit, different day.
Yeah, their timing of all of this, I find it's be miraculous.
I
Honestly,
mean,
miraculous.
it's almost as if there was a stream that raised almost $10,000, and people wanted to do the same thing, kind of like, and make up, and kind of go back into the limelight. It's kind of interesting.
Like compete.
It's kind of interesting. I just think it's kind of it just shows me like I was absolutely right when I said to Seth, I said, like, in a live stream, I'm like, listen, if you're listening to this, they're just going to abandon you and you're going to be by yourself. And look at him. He's by himself with a broken down truck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In the front of a fucking, and this big organization, the only thing they've done to him is got him into litigation. Tony got him into litigation with that lady. I forgot her name. Texana. Because he kicked out that lady and mistreated that lady, in my opinion, because based upon the video I saw, she did nothing wrong to be mistreated. She came there. She was very friendly to people on the video, and they mistreated her because she wasn't part of the green team and she wanted to film. And then, then got him into an injunction that he's going to probably pay tens of thousands of dollars. He's going to have judgments against him. So all they've done is actually hurt this man, and he still does not realize that. He does not realize that they've made a joke of his son's name, and they made him out to be a fool.
I don't even think it's a matter of not realizing. I think it's a matter of not caring, because those people are willing to come out here and berate and trash Chris and Katie the same way he does. So he's okay with them.
Yeah, I agree.
Birds of a feather.
One thing I have to say, people are still running like on that, that side. People are still running with the fact that he's the only one searching for his child. But yet no one's saying that he admitted in that filing that he only searched 4 times, 2 being camera ops. So, like, I don't know. I guess.
Right. So they have to acknowledge.
I have a bridge if they want to buy it.
Either Seth Rogers lied in litigation when he stated he's only held 4 searches, only searched 4 times for his son. And then don't forget, his little green team member, greed team member, came out and said he wasn't searching because disability was watching him.
Yeah.
So you have to say that either those are lies coming directly from this man and his team, or he's out there searching every day.
Well, I don't think he's searching, and I also think he is just. I think he just wants to be on TV. I just really think at this point that's his main goal is to be on television and to be viral, and thinking that's going to help. And by the way, if your intelligence agency is right, how the fuck is Sheriff Craddock going to go into another country to rescue Sebastian? Apparently, according to your intelligence agency, you know what I mean?
Why aren't they sending their elite ninjas? They have
Yeah.
ninjas all over the world.
Well, maybe they'll send Hong. Maybe they'll send Hong. Maybe he's like daytime he's a troll online with bad English, and at night he's Fat Man. You know, instead of Batman, he's Fat Man.
Well, maybe that is they thought that they could get the FBI in on it by saying that. You know what I mean? I mean, not that it would work, but I'm saying that could have been what they said to Seth.
No, because they had the nerve. First off, Seth claims that he worked in law enforcement, so he knows better. They had the nerve to sit there and say they were so angry. Remember, they claimed that they went to 3 countries and they were going to wiretap $100,000 because a creator's subscriber's teenage autistic daughter received a message through Facebook that allegedly claimed that they had Sebastian held hostage. And these morons turned around and acted like they were really believing it. And they were almost going to wiretap the money over to this person. And they were so angry that the FBI wouldn't take them serious. So they flew off to 3 countries, 3 separate countries. Fuck here.
But that's what I'm saying, Granny. So I think they were trying to use that to get the FBI involved. Because Craddock isn't buying his bullshit. And I think that maybe he thought if they got the FBI involved, that maybe they would buy his bullshit.
The FBI has been involved, though, is the whole
No,
thing.
yeah, I know. But he wants them to take it over and push Craddock out.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think Seth knows better. Why would the FBI? Honestly, I wish the FBI would get involved and investigate these guys. That's what I wish. Matter of fact, maybe they are.
I wish that too. Well, I'm going to drop down. So, everybody have a good day. Hi, B. Tim. I never got to talk to you, but hi. And I'll see you in PA, Granny.
Let's go. I look forward to it, Mary. Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Yes. Have a great day. Thank you,
too.
Shauna. Yeah, I don't think that they're doing this to try to get the FBI's attention. I don't think these guys want the FBI's attention.
Yeah,
I don't believe for 1 minute.
Because
how do I get out of here?
Oh, I'll take you down. Sorry.
Oh,
Have a good one.
That's a question I've been asking myself for quite a while.
Isn't that the truth?
I think we've all been asking that question, ma'am.
But no, seriously, I can't believe it. I honestly cannot believe that people believe that these guys have any motive other than clicks and views for themselves.
I mean that's basically what they do. I mean, look at Justin, what he's doing with the case he's covering right now with that poor missing, presumed dead 7-year-old. I mean, 7-month-old. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's basically clickbaiting and lying, and that's what they do. That's what all these people do. They clickbait, they lie, they spread misinformation, and they don't care because a lie travels the world around the world 3 times before the truth even steps foot out the door. And because they'll just post a lie, and then they'll just, there's no need for a retraction because there's no point to it.
Exactly. Just like the people going on and on that there were 5 CPS reports. That will never not be pushed around the internet as factual. Just like that fake neighbor that called into Crime Lines Brooks channel and claimed that he was calling him the R word and spraying him with the water hose and all of that. That will never be undone, despite the fact that she herself finally admitted that person was likely a troll. It will never stop being used as reasons why Chris and Katie are guilty. And again, we don't know if anybody is or isn't guilty, but we do know that some of these things they're pushing are straight lies.
it feeds their speculation and it keeps the gossip machine going. Hi, Granny. Hi, B Tim.
Hello.
I just wanted to pop
Oh.
up real quick and bring it back a little bit from when you were showing the clips from his sit-in. Now, remember back in the beginning when I had brought up and shared with you that pamphlet information from the OJJ
Yeah.
about the guidance and everything, and it discussed, what to expect in a long-term investigation. If we take it back to just one simple little section in there, law enforcement must be able to trust the family members before information starts to be given to them or is continually shared with them. If they can't trust the person with the information, that will have a profound impact on the outcome later on.
Oh, of
And we
course.
see that the biological father has been aligning himself, as you said, with a convict, a creative intelligence group, which in my opinion is nothing but a dark PR firm. That's my opinion based on what I've seen. And I can understand the frustration and I can have empathy for that. But at the same token, there isn't the ability to have a cohesive meeting of the minds between the family members to at least try to present the united front. There is too much of that, as you said, me, I. And it was slightly triggering for me on a personal level. I've not made it any secret since I've been in the community that I lost a son. And for me, I think not about what I miss, but what he's missing because he's no longer with us. The adventures he would have had, the memories he would have gone on to make, the joy that he would have experienced after the dark clouds passed. And I have a hard time understanding or reconciling a parent that is like, I'm missing this. So I guess that's all I kind of wanted to say. Be a little bit vulnerable for a moment, but also bring it back to there is guidance on what's going on, and with him being in the quote unquote law enforcement field, he would be aware of that. So
the problem is he doesn't care because he's muddied the water so much. I'm literally reading comments on a video, and these comments are unbelievable. They're so full of false information. It is shocking that this is the type of stuff he has done, which will never help find Sebastian because people gave up looking. You have basically said that Chris and Katie unalived him. So why is anybody looking anymore, Seth? You can't have both narratives out there. You can't say that Sebastian's alive somewhere out there and how you're missing out on all these things, and at the same time say Chris and Katie harmed him. It doesn't work. He did it on purpose, right?
And that goes back to all this really started amping up when we had the national spokesperson and then the agency join in to do all this astroturfing and smear campaigning.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just didn't care. I think they only cared about just getting out there and just getting viral moments and getting famous, and it backfired on them, and they're just angry about that.
Right.
Because they got exposed.
Yep. And now they want to shut down everybody exposing them because they can't stand it. They can't stand that they're being a laughingstock.
This may be an unpopular opinion, but I also think that there was an ulterior motive to at least one of the organizations, if we will, that it was nothing more than a data mining exercise.
Maybe.
Because they rallied up the internet and people started flooding for driving the traffic, clicking pictures, clicking links, and all that information gets stored on a server somewhere that can be picked apart.
I think they just
It's
wanted
just another
money.
possibility.
I mean, I don't see how. I mean, like I heard that nut job lady on Brittany J's panel a little bit yesterday, and she's like actually believing the information from that fucking from that night. Like, oh well, our facial technology has detected he's in a war-torn country or some stuff like that. I'm like,
Ridiculous.
I'm sitting here, I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, do you
They
people
are.
like, do you really like? Honestly, these are the same people that probably believe in QAnon type of shit. You know what I mean? Like crazy fucking conspiracies that have no basis in reality. And unfortunately, they've inserted themselves in a missing child's case or a teenager's case. And then when people criticize them and laugh at them, they're like, well, we're going to bring litigation and we're going to just abuse the court system and we're going to abuse, every single system we can because we can't handle people, with our opinions. And it's interesting that you have Brittany J, who will say, I will not bow down to other people. Well, it's like, what did you want Granny to do? What did you want other people to do? Like, people have the right to state their opinions about other people. Just how it is.
No, these people want their constitutional rights, but they think that ours should be stunted when their feelings get hurt. That's what it is.
You know what I mean? And that it's just very interesting that, we leave them alone. And what do? They spread misinformation. That Justin guy spreads more misinformation you can think of. I mean, I couldn't believe that he that during that 7-month-old missing kid, 7-month-old kid that was missing, he spread like the TikTok video was fake. Not fake. I mean that it was secretly recorded by the parents or something. It was like the secret recording that no one knew about. Meanwhile, it was a TikTok video, and everyone had it available.
But this is what these people do, though. They push these narratives, and that's where I say they fucked up. Because when you push these narratives that Chris and Katie are guilty and they harmed Sebastian, people are no longer looking for this child. They're not, because they're like, well, wait a minute. You convinced us all that Chris and Katie did something to harm him. So why are we looking?
Yeah, I mean, in the end of the day, you're basically claiming that these people are guilty and the cops are just doing nothing. At the end of the day, cops know what the fuck they're doing most of the time. They got the with Emmanuel. Sorry, name slipped me. Sorry, I've been up a little bit earlier. The cops went really quickly on those parents because most times parents, no one is a master criminal. There's cell phone data. There is witnesses. There is something that leads investigators to say, okay, well, your story doesn't make sense. And
well, that's like, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, in this scheme of when a child goes missing, you're going to look at the age. And when you're talking infant to say 6 or 7 years old, the primary focus is going to be either on a parent or an immediate family member. As the missing person gets older, say 14, 15, 16 years old, the likelihood diminishes of a parent being involved as far as nefarious or
right, because they're old enough to walk
without
away.
saying the actual words here, it's less likely that a parent is going to have caused immediate harm to their child in a one-on-one situation. You got to look at the whole environment.
Well, I mean,
the way everything is so digitally tracked nowadays, you can start limiting things. So absolutely, if you've got a 3-month-old or a 7-month-old, you're going to immediately look at the parents. And what they've done with this is the false narrative being pushed out to the public was that Sebastian wasn't a functioning, intelligent 15-year-old, but the image being projected out to everybody was that he was feeble.
Right.
And then with stating things like, it's Chris or it's Katie, that something nefarious has happened, it keeps the focus on, well, we need to get out here and we need to find out what exactly they did.
Well, and then they're not exploring other avenues, which is a perfect
Exactly.
example. When Adnight came out and said that Katie pled the fifth, they made it like she pled the fifth to law enforcement. She simply said, I'm not speaking to you fucking morons. And now you have people repeating that Katie pled the fifth and hasn't spoke, which simply isn't fucking true. They're not law enforcement. These guys aren't law enforcement. When Katie says, I don't want to speak to you, don't contact me again, that doesn't mean plead in the fifth. But that's the narrative they pushed. And now there's idiots out there claiming, I'm reading it right now, that Katie pled the fifth. That's not true. She simply told the morons, don't contact me. But that's how they did it. They very, and it makes you wonder, why does Seth want to harm the public perception?
Well,
why does Seth want to look like this great, outstanding father who does everything for his son, while the mother and the stepfather are so horrific, when in all reality, he was an every other weekend father who left the child alone majority of the time and often pawned off, not even picking him up for his visitation, in my opinion.
Well, you know, the problem, you know, the issue is when you do stuff like that and you're more concerned with your self-image and you're more concerned of pointing guilt at other people, it's often, you know, it doesn't look great for you because it looks like you're trying to push guilt on other people. Usually when you're in an investigation, everything's open. I often thought, in my opinion, that if there was an online component, that he was left alone a long time, and there's a lot of predators that will eventually try to get all your information and then use that, maybe even convince you to run away or, you know, come by your house and pick you up.
The real issue is that they're not telling the truth. That's it. That's all. That's the real issue.
Who? Just so you can.
All of the parents. All
you
of
think
them.
they're all not telling the truth?
I think there's a big gap of this that's being kept from the public, and it is the end all be all for everything. And if people knew it, they'd have a little more understanding. But because they're keeping it quiet and nobody's knowing it, and they don't need to, the public doesn't need to. The investigators need that information, not the public. But now people are running around chasing their tails, trying to figure out something with that big gap missing.
Do you think the investigators don't know it, or do you think?
No, I think the investigators know it. Absolutely.
Okay.
Seth gives out little hints, like this comment over here. Seth said he has over 200 pages of Sebastian's therapy diary, and it's disturbing.
I mean, that kind of goes into my theory, because if you have a broken home and if you have a situation where you're not happy, what do you do when you're 15, 16 years old? You run away. You think about other things, and you're left alone 12 hours a day on an online platform that allows you to have communications with people. And there's been many stories in which these guys go on, you know, all these online games, and they find out your name, your address, where you live, about your family. And this was a very lonely kid.
Well, they weren't even honest about that at first.
Well, he wasn't honest about that. Yeah, right. He wasn't honest about that. To be fair, I think the parents actually, you know, Chris and Katie had more control on his online presence. But I think Seth basically just left him on his playing his video games by himself and did not supervise him and did not. And I think that, you know, when you're talking about someone who has issues at home, who is basically online all day, and then suddenly, you know, he's gone. You know, and the parents, they haven't found any evidence of foul play or anything like that. There's been no evidence at all. And let me tell you, that's a pretty big accomplishment if you think about it. Because for, you know what I mean? I don't care if you're a master criminal, you're going to make a mistake. And these cops haven't found a mistake at all. That's why I always thought, yeah, like Seth's behavior has been very weird. But he does not seem like a master criminal that would not leave any evidence behind, and somehow no one caught him and seen him. You know what I mean? That's why I always thought there was an outside presence. There's some kind of third party involved. That because
could be. But you would think they'd be able to trace that down even quicker.
Well, what the problem is that I believe that's, you know, Seth's uncooperativeness when it came to the online platform and all that stuff, and his not being, I wouldn't be shocked if the kid had another account that Seth doesn't even know about, or other things that Seth doesn't have a clue about, and he went online.
Yeah, but
And
the
how,
FBI would be able to find that
well, how? How would they even know where to look?
because the IP addresses. Just like when
How?
people are looking up child P and the FBI comes and swats the home, they can tell by the IP address.
Yeah, but the IP address shows you where you're currently residing and where you're logging in, but not like who you're. If you're on video, another account playing video games, and you're talking to a stranger.
I don't know. I feel like they would have a way of knowing that. I honestly do.
I think when you look at Seth, I don't think he has a clue what Sebastian was doing online. To be honest with you, I mean,
Oh,
like
yeah,
look
I'm
how
sure
he
he didn't.
was. I mean, look how he was looking at his kid when it came to cleaning his room. You know, he was like, he just said, "Oh, your room's messy," leaves, and then comes back hours later. I mean, like, does that sound like someone who pays attention? Him sitting in his chair and Sebastian sitting in his chair. Just, I think there's a third party, and I think that's why there's been no leads in the investigation because everyone's looking the wrong place. Everyone's looking at the parents. Everyone's looking at the, this, but I think there's a third party, and I think because the reason why the trail is cold is because I think it stems from, Sebastian's online behavior in Seth's house. And I think Seth was a very lackadaisy, let his kid do anything he wanted. And, people keep on underestimating Sebastian's intelligence, but he was not a dummy. I'm sure he probably thought ways to trick his parents to do things that they wouldn't know that he was doing. I mean, that's another issue. A lot of people thought this kid was like, had like a subpar intelligence, like he was like a 7-year-old, not realizing that he's a teenager, that it's probably, even if he might not be up to par in certain areas, when you're a kid, you're like thinking about how can I get away with things all the time.
Right. But people thought that because of the image that the parents gave us.
That's true. That's very true.
So you got to take yourself back to that and ask why. Why were the initial photos of Sebastian all when he was much, much younger?
Well,
why
that was Seth.
It was Seth, but it also was Chris and Katie.
I mean, who was the original photo with the missing Sebastian Rogers missing? What that photo?
Understanding was it was Katie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm
for
saying,
some reason, most of the photos all seem to be much younger. And I get it because when teenagers get older, they want less photos taken of them. They're harder to get a photo of. So I understand that. But there was this immediate, narrative that Sebastian was incapable. Exactly what Wendy was saying. And some people have continued that narrative and continued to upload videos of him, as a little boy running around the aquarium or a little boy running around a playground. And you have to wonder why. Why do they want us to see him as a teenage boy growing a mustache?
Let's use Brittany J as an example. We all know she's not smart. We all know that. She would take that IQ test. I'd be shocked if she hits over 90, to be completely honest with you. But she's good at manipulating people. She's good at hiding things. Just like Psyop says, there's two different types of intelligence. You know what I mean? Like you might not be book smart, but you could be street smart. You could be like, oh, I'm going to trick these people not to know it. And when you think about it, how much did they know about technology compared to Sebastian? Sebastian fucking was making coffee for his dad before he was coming home. And was starting to cook, being taught to cook and all this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I know, you might laugh, but there's some women that are like in their 20s or 30s that don't even know how to damn cook at this point or use a stove.
Right.
And that's some crazy stuff, but that's the truth. I don't know. I always thought that there was a third party, and that's why, I think it's cold because I think the evidence is lost because Seth never really paid attention. And I think that's what I think. I mean, I don't think the parents have anything to do with it, to be honest with you. I can't imagine them, unless there's like they're hiding evidence, the cops, like, they don't want to reveal to the public. And there's something that they, which is a possibility. They do that all the time. Look at the Quentin Simon case where literally the boyfriend was an informant and they had recordings, conversations in a hotel. I mean, that could be a very good possibility. They could have evidence and they're just waiting because they don't have all the the proof yet because they can't do an arrest yet. You know what I mean? But I often think it's a third party, someone outside, and that's what I think.
I mean, yeah, of course, that's always a possibility. I do personally believe that there would be trails of that by now. Like the FBI could be on a trail. And you're right. Maybe they are, and we simply don't know. But I also think there was a reason a cleanup crew came in when they did and started sweeping the internet to look over there and not over here. I think a lot of things are being withheld. I think there's a lot of missing pieces. And I think Seth gives out little tidbits of it and then turns around and acts like, well, I'm the good father because I'm telling you all of this. I'm just presenting it to you in a way that makes you think it's related to Chris and Katie when that's not the truth. And it drives me nuts.
I mean, it could very well be, but it could be like that scenario. I remember I was watching this interrogator, and he did this video, and he was discussing how this woman came in to take a polygraph, and she failed her polygraph. They asked her, because she wasn't lying. They wanted to find out why. And the problem was she was more nervous about, putting coins in the meter outside than the polygraph. And it messed up her test. And she was constantly thinking about getting a ticket. So I bring that up because sometimes people could be hiding something else that has nothing to do with the, another thing. Maybe they just don't want the dark secrets to come out that are separate and apart from Sebastian being missing.
Yeah. Hold on. Sorry, I gotta.
You gotta say, hold on, please. Hold on.
Hold on. But no, I mean, yeah.
We need someone to get like a sleep, like a snoring thing whenever they step away from the computer now as a joke. Like, I gotta walk away, guys, and you just put snoring in the background.
Lord knows now she'll do that and be like, I wasn't snoring. It's a snoring app.
Yeah.
I think it's a mistake to give weight to anything Seth has said or fact. Well, yeah, because he's lied about a lot of things. He's had a lot of inconsistencies come through that have been proven. The trash truck being one of them. There's a reason why he wanted people, at first, he wanted people to believe it was a trash truck. But after he hooked up with Tony and then at night, all these people suddenly, oh, no, it's not a trash truck.
Yeah, and I just think, I think there's a lot of people that came in and they wanted to manipulate evidence to basically help their, what their opinions of the case is, their theory. And I think, you had people like Betty, you had people like TikTok Tony, you had people like At Night that wanted to push the theory that Chris and Katie did it. And he even manipulated, in my opinion, I mean, when I saw Justin try to manipulate that video on Court TV and claim that was Chris and Katie, or imply that was Chris and Katie and imply that, and then you had the video from Betty. I just think they were trying to just, kind of create evidence, false evidence at the very least, to prove that they were right, that they think that these people are guilty. I just think, like, when I look at true crime, often the smartest people make mistakes all the time. And I don't think there's a perfect crime. Like, I really don't. I think, like, when it comes to, like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe there is, like, I just think that the evidence hasn't been found yet. But with the parents, I can't imagine them outsmarting all these people. Just can't. I just not, especially Seth. I can't imagine that guy backtracking through the woods, having Sebastian over his shoulder, running through the woods, kidnapping him, or trying to hide him this long. I mean, how this guy acts, I can't imagine that, to be honest with you. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past. So.
Yeah, I mean, the only person who's admittedly a suspect, self-admittedly a suspect, is Seth. So there's a reason this guy's out here, doing what he's doing. And I don't know. I think it has to do with him knowing that he's lying to the public. And he's afraid for the day when those lies come out. I'm not saying that means he, kidnapped Sebastian or has something to do with his disappearance, but he very well is lying to the public, trying to misguide everybody for his own personal vendetta.
I mean, that could very well be true. Two things can be true at once. He can have nothing to do with Sebastian's disappearance, and he could be just lying to the public because he wants to keep up his self-image and he wants people to think of him as this great dad. And the truth of the matter is, if you listen to all the recordings and all the live streams, you realize that he was more of a weekend dad that saw Sebastian very few times and really was more focused on his own enjoyment of life Really.
Well, and that's why he created the narrative he did. That's why he created the public perception he did, so that people wouldn't see that side of him. And then if anybody goes to point that side out, they're immediately attacked with the whataboutisms. Well, what about Chris? What about Katie? What about this? They don't just focus on the Seth part of it. And he's done a good job of making that the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, like let's use his channel for example. He wants all these people to talk about Sebastian Rogers, but he won't even do it on his own channel.
Right. What other father of a missing child has access to the public that way, immediately set up with a channel that has all these, subscribers and a community wall, and yet doesn't post a flyer? He
Yeah,
never posts pictures of them.
I mean, you would think you go live at least once a week just to give updates and just to talk and maybe just like keep his name out there and maybe even talk about, give another father a platform to talk, and say, hey, I've been through the ringer. I got this platform. You want to jump on and talk and, kind of
He
put your
could very
information.
easily, though, very easily just every day post a photo of Sebastian like Trevor Lee did.
Mhm.
But he doesn't. He doesn't, because it's the Seth show, and he said as much.
And that's why I don't believe he's been searching, because he doesn't do the most simplest thing, which is to hit the live button.
Oh, please. If that guy's been searching, he'd be everywhere screaming to everybody he's been searching. You can tell that he's not searching.
I mean, we could tell, unfortunately, in other ways as well.
Right.
If you're walking around the woods, you're going to start losing weight. Let's just say that much. Just say that much.
Oh,
Why
yeah,
did-
the whole running for sheriff, write me in for sheriff, and all that other BS he pulled. This guy just loves the attention on him, and I do believe he saw that Katie was getting attention, and he wants that attention. I think he's like Brittany. He saw a bunch of money going into an organization and thought, oh, that money could be mine, and I need $800 to fix my truck, so I'm going to suddenly say my son's name again. That's how I
Yeah.
see it.
I mean, and that's, I know I got into your head a little bit with that one. That comment, guess who has arrived. Yeah, I mean, it's just a very unfortunate situation because, I mean, like it kind of like is like Summer Wells' case. Like everyone blamed the parents, but those people been drunk on live streams constantly, and in no way, I don't think they could, trick everyone. You know what I mean? Like I just don't think those are the master criminals, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, I think it's a third party. And I think that what these guys have done is actually hurt any chance to really help find Sebastian, because they've given a smokescreen for this third party that could have came in there.
I agree.
But
that's exactly what they did. He did come in with the smoke screen to distract, and there's a reason.
Yeah. We just don't know the reason is.
Nope. I think it's greed. I think it's that his hate overrides his concern.
So just for you, 24/7 says.
I've seen it.
Yeah, just letting you know.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that it's an attention thing. I think Seth has said early on that it's the Seth show, that it's my son, that things are going to be his way. I think the guy shows all the signs of being jaded still by Katie, and I think he puts that in the forefront. And I can understand if he thinks that they really did something, sure. But your own intelligence group is saying that you don't think any of the parents are involved. And again, they can't have it both ways. You can't have the internet out here screaming Chris and Katie are guilty. And then what in the same internet, and some of the idiots do, to believe, oh, now you got proof he's in another country, he's in another state.
Yeah.
He's, kidnapped by this group. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's just a very reckless behavior from these people, because you just defamed these parents and you just defamed all these people with no proof. And now you're going to pretend, now you're going to try to talk about other cases now. I mean, like, honestly, if I had my perfect world, I would think every single one of them should be discredited and never followed. Justin, Betty, all the fucking people that jumped on board, Seth. You know what I mean? Like, they just like completely believed the whole, at night shit, hook, line, and sinker.
I don't believe they believed it. I
Oh,
don't.
you don't think they believe it?
I think
some of
they
them
all
did.
know better. I think every single one of the people you named know better. They know that these guys are a bunch of cons, but because they dislike the same people that those people are going at, rather on the internet or via litigation, they're going to back it up and pretend to believe it. But they don't. There's no way they do.
Even Brittany?
Yeah, Brittany, I have no doubt in my mind she knows better. Matter of fact, we have clips of her calling out at night and calling out Tony and calling them all liars. We have it.
Interesting. Interesting.
I don't believe for 1 minute these people believe these things. Nope. Thank you, Goody, for hitting the thumbs up. If you guys haven't, please take a moment to hit the thumbs up. And I think the more the silly antics go on, the timing of it all, people should pay more attention to that. Why is Seth Rogers suddenly coming out and protesting the sheriff? Why is at night suddenly coming out and using Sebastian's name again?
You
They
know,
were all
this-
quiet for months.
You know, the sad thing is that I think the sheriff's done a lot to help. I think they've done a lot. They went out there searching. They really did try. And, you know, instead of, you know, Seth being thankful to these people, it's like, oh, you people are incompetent and you're corrupt and, you know, accusing the sheriff of having a knowledge of Sebastian. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like a very interesting dynamic. Even like Clue and Cletus and a bunch of other people that went out there to search and put up lint boards. And like even you helped spread awareness, and all you've gotten is basically sued, fucked with, and doxxed and threatened. I think it's kind of a sad situation.
Everything that they claim has happened to them are actually things they have done to other people. That's my thoughts on it. I think everything they were doing and everything they were saying is things that they actually were doing, like the threatening people, the interfering with the investigation, the defaming people. All of that are things I actually think they were doing.
Yeah. I see another sneaky lawsuit.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. I got to feed Nelly really quick, Tim. Do you mind?
All right, no problem. Well, if you haven't hit that like button, make sure at least to hit the dislike button. All engagement is good engagement. Thank you for being here, and continue to support the stream. Let me see. I'm just going to start reading comments. I don't know about another sneaky lawsuit that's going on. I just think it's fucking a lot of this bullshit. You know, you got Brittany J talking about lawsuits. You got TikTok Tony doing a lawsuit, which I think is frivolous in many respects. You got this injunction being dragged over and over and over. It's just ridiculous. Oh, I'm doing well, Buttercrumpet. The money raised by Clue, I think it did trigger them. And I always didn't often think that it's interesting that the green team, you know, they call themselves, never did anything like that or try to raise money. Matter of fact, the only time I think besides Clue was that lounge, whatever guy who talked to Wendigo, thought that like Wendigos were fighting the Vikings and shit like that. Not Wendigos, like Bigfoot was fighting Vikings. He was the one that did that too. Hello, Candy Swap, rapper. Yeah, Carl, and that is Seth's fault also. He is the one. You know, another thing is that Seth has a lot more control of the situation. He could have easily put the cap on this stuff and a lot of this bullshit harassment. And, you know, you're looking at it and their spokesperson is, you know, you got Hong saying very defamatory things going at people's families. You got Nick, who's, you know, now in hiding because he's worried about going back to jail. You got all this stuff happening, and it's very sad. And I think, honestly, I think these people actually hurt Finding Sebastian because they gave a smokescreen to a possible third party. But that's just my opinion. And why would a lawyer do such a bad job for a bunch of nobodies? Because I think he fucked up. I think if there wasn't an anti-slap, he'd be doing his job right now, which is to waste as much money and time as possible. That's what his job was. It wasn't to win. It wasn't to get a verdict. It was to waste as much time and money as possible. But he fucked up with the anti-slap, and now his client's going to probably pay a bunch of money. That's what I think happened. I think without this anti-slap, he would be, you know, Mr. Nick and Mr. Hong would be very happy with Mr. Joseph Lasniak's performance. Let's just say that much.
I missed whatever you were saying, but I think I agree.
No, I'm saying like a lot, like, you know, why is the lawyer doing such a bad job? And I said the reason why he's only doing a bad job because the anti-slap passed. If the anti-slap didn't pass, he'd be doing a great job for his client because his job for his client is to waste as much time and money from other people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So the truth of the matter is he fucked up with the anti-slap. He didn't understand it. He probably didn't even understand it existed in that state yet. And he fucked up, and now he's doing a bad job. You know?
I don't even believe it's him doing any of it. I don't think he's the scrivener of it.
Well, you know, I think I have that same opinion on a lot of the work.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm curious to see how the Superior Court responds to them basically saying, hey, we're not going to answer your questions. You have to pull up this other document to find the answer. Absolutely, better crimp it. You can put whatever you like.
Well, isn't it interesting that Brittany said that it was all a troll? Did you see that clip?
Yeah. Yeah, and people try to tell me, oh, that's not, she never said that. She never said that. Shut the fuck up. That's absolutely what she said.
Yeah, I listened to the clip.
You're not going to gaslight me out of that one, too. That's absolutely what was said. You know what else I find interesting? Start your fucking live stream, Brittany. We don't share the same audience. You think these 1,200 people are going to leave here and go watch you? You might get 100 of them that are curious to see the train wreck that you are. But the fact that you push back your live streams because I'm live goes to show even further who's obsessed with who, and that you're weirdly infatuated with me, that you're sitting here watching my stream, a woman you claim to be terrified of, a woman you claim that terrorizes your entire being. You can't even eat, sleep, or shit, yet you're watching my stream. It's weird. Go live, bitch. We're not coming to watch you. Go live.
Yeah, funny thing is, like, Brittany literally watches Queen Bee. I think she got caught 12 hours ago.
All of us.
She got caught 12 hours ago listening in the background. That's what she does a lot of times. She listens to all these people.
Yep.
And
she's more in tune with the drama than the actual case that she has up on the screen for the day or on the thumbnail or in the title. We see you keep pushing your stream back. I can talk forever, bitch. I can stay live all day. Just go live. You don't have the same viewers as me. It doesn't matter. It's weird. But she showed her screen so many times, B-Tim, and her search engine is me, is Queen, is Clue. It's that nasty channel about Clue. It's Jay, it's Nonce. It's all of us. But she claims she's terrified of us.
I think she honestly, I think she likes the drama. I think she
loves it.
And the thing is, she's just really bad at clapbacks. So she always uses her children as an excuse, as a clapback.
Couldn't agree more. Dealt with it for fucking years. Absolutely agree with it. She doesn't know how to do drama in an entertaining, fun, gotcha type of way. Like, she's just so pathetic with her comebacks. So instead, she has to do the victim role of it all.
Yeah.
Oh, I want this to stop, but I'm actively poking. Unless she has a loudmouth on her side, then she's Billy Badass. And
I mean,
won't none of these people step to me in the real world as if we're fucking scared of the Hufflepuff.
I mean, when Queen got hit with that strike, what did she do? She had 2 days of talking shit about Queen being on that and laughing about it.
Right. Billy Badass, right?
And then guess what happened? You know what I mean? What do you think Queen's going to do when you do that?
Right, she's going to respond. Just like when I responded to Brittany the other day and she's like, oh, but you never talk about me, blah, blah, blah. No, you're the one that followed in the course that I won't leave you alone, you dumbass. I'll talk about you every day if I want to.
Well, you got to make up that money somehow.
One red rose, thank you. Exactly, B-Tim. 37 months, one red rose. That's amazing.
I mean, like, the lady's costing you tens of thousands of dollars. I would be covering that lady until I make my money back. Hell.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if I cover her or not. I'm still the end all be all for all of her life problems. So I might as well, right?
Yeah. Like, you cost me tens of thousands of dollars. You just bought your lifetime pass of me reviewing you every single fucking day if I choose to. She always says, I never went real life. I think when you do an injunction on people, it's more real life. It's more real life than doxing them out. It's more real life than that, because you're not only doxing them out, you're also trying to cost them a bunch of money and to cause them a bunch of stress.
Right. And then she had the nerve to ask these local creeps who she acknowledged at one point were creepy via her friend Josh, had the nerve to ask them to look into my fucking minor children, B-Tim. Yeah, and everybody looks over that. We got the fucking messages, but everybody looks over that because only Brittany's children matter. And that little fucking fucked up world over there.
What you mean?
Me cursing a lot again.
You mean that the band of morons?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, those people only do that because, it suits what they want. If they want to go at a certain creators, they friend another person. And what's interesting is that, they're reviewing a review. So if you have a problem with Brittany J content, then you're kind of part of the problem as well, dumbasses. because you're reviewing the review. Thus, you're part of that.
Oh,
You're,
that's like B10. That's like when they said that I was so horrible because whatchamacallit came up here and pulled up those documents, and despite me removing the stream immediately, making an apology immediately, going live again to apologize immediately, they all restreamed it. They all replayed it.
yeah.
But yet I'm the bad guy. But you all intentionally and purposely did what you did, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, you got a lot of weirdos over there, and honestly, they're no different than Brittany J. In my opinion.
They're the ones that eat up the slop from the LARPers like at night that they
Well,
once called out.
Yeah. And you know what I mean? It's just that's what they are to me. And they're just very nasty people. They're apparently, the word is bone collectors, which I guess collect all your information and put into files. You know,
not the bone collectors.
know,
I love when they do this, B10. This is my favorite. And if I saw it or if I knew about it, I would call it out. Who the fuck cares what you call out? That's the part you're missing.
Yeah, I don't think anyone gives two fucks what you're calling out. You're foyers, you FOIA people, you fuck with people in real life, you dox them out. Yeah, you're terrible people. Like, it doesn't matter.
Frivolous litigation, you all of that because you dislike somebody. But yes, you're the moral standards. Oh, I'll wish one day I could be as morally sound as you. And in the meantime, I'll continue to say, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. I believe Seth told Sebastian to go into the woods and hide, saying he searched with Katie and find him the day he disappeared and him wanting to search with Katie. I think that's why there's no evidence, nothing to follow. I do believe this was get back at Katie on the anniversary date. And as somebody said, he would have took shoes if he did. But don't forget, Seth is the one who said he had an extra pair of boots for Sebastian. The BOGO, buy one, get one.
Yeah, I mean, those are theories, but I mean, we just don't know. I mean, personally, it's such a weird situation because really there's like nothing. And unfortunately, that's the hardest situation of them all because there's like no proof. There's nothing to point to anyone.
That we're not aware of yet.
True. You know, and I
really
wish
know.
And I wish the authorities would, you know, do a press conference or do some sort of like update. I think that it's due. People need to have an idea what the hell is going on.
Right, but like Angel just said, like lying to the court that we were recording the court hearing, right? That we were live broadcasting the court hearing, okay? And these people will so blatantly lie in litigation. Why do they think that they won't lie when it comes to a missing child? That Seth won't lie when it comes to Sebastian? They lie about the dumbest of things that are easily debunked and proven. And even when a judge rules, they lie that there was no ruling. I mean, they're entirely made up of gaslighting. And birds of a feather flock together. There's a reason why Seth found this crew of merry band of misfits to get in with.
Agreed. It's just very sad that, you know, that they completely fucked it up, in my opinion. They really did. And now they're moved on to another case, you know. Most of them moved on to the Emmanuel, which
we told Seth would happen.
Yeah. And also the fact is that they're doing that because they see the easy views.
Right.
You know?
I mean, there's no passion behind it. We got one person covering that poor baby and what happened to him, and they're falling asleep and then telling people they weren't sleeping.
Yeah, I would probably not watch any of those people. You're probably better off like watching like, you know, Ick and Mel or Down the Rabbit Hole News or you know, actual content, people that actually care. You know, not people that just do it because they want views. It's like Clutch Those Pearls, Justin, or Brittany J. I mean, they just see numbers and that's it. Betty, they just see numbers. They don't care. They've never cared. They've told you that they've never cared. And that's
of course they don't. Of course they don't.
Me personally, I think like with, you know, and it's just a very sad thing, you know, very sad.
And all these people overlook these things, Vestige. They overlook it, not because they believe Seth, not because they think that he's this great guy, but because they dislike the people that called it out first. That's what I think it comes down to.
Yeah, pretty much. But what has that led them to? I mean, you got the
looking like idiots.
Yeah, they look like idiots. I mean, the only one that's kind of not been hit hard, in my opinion, is probably Josh and Justin, because they weren't dumb enough to join into an injunction. They were actually able to just stay out of it. They knew that
not so far. So
mean,
far, they were able to stay out of it, but will they be able to stay out of it if they're subpoenaed for the countersuit?
it depends. But that still doesn't mean they're getting sued. You know what I
Oh
mean? It's
yeah,
just, yeah, you know
not
what I mean? Like,
necessarily getting sued, right?
in my opinion, they kind of the winners of that whole situation. They're not getting sued. They're not in stupid litigation. They have no judgments against them, and they moved on to the next case without having, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they were smart enough not to get too involved, to only be involved in the background.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's all because they wanted insider info to Seth.
Pretty much.
That's why.
Sure, everyone knows about the Blue Gumball story now, but that's like, oh well, people would have known anyway.
But this is what these people do shit like that, right? Like they all know that story now. They'll all overlook it until they have a falling out or a reason to dislike him. Then they bring it up. That's what everybody does on YouTube. They act like they don't care if they're friendly with the person at the moment. And then as soon as they have a chance to weaponize that, they'll weaponize it. This is what they do. Certain people, anyhow.
Well, I know if I ever got into like a real fight with Josh, I think I would send him a fucking gumball machine. That would be my big thing with him. I would send him a gumball machine with all blue gumballs in it.
I actually want a gumball machine.
Interesting.
I don't know anything about that runs with scissors, but I do know that those people are supposedly kind of called out Seth and disagree with his parenting and called out the alleged abuse and all that. And their whole comment section is, what aboutism? What about Chris? What about Katie? Why can't it ever be said that maybe all three parents, and I've said it plenty, all three parents failed in one way or another? Why is that so hard for people to accept? Why is that like an us versus them?
If you want to bring up those people, I couldn't believe Dietz is like, well, it was 7 years ago. It was a long time ago.
Regarding what?
The whole, when the report was read by Clue and they were going at Elevated Truth, they were kind of like talking to Elevated Truth.
I missed all of that. I missed the Saturday Night Live thing. I missed everything that took place. So I have no idea of any of it.
I think Trisha, I think Jonesy removed it, but before she removed it, I think Trisha got like the first half of it, and it's like on Rumble.
Oh.
So she's got that part on Rumble because they like to strike. So got to put it back up with these people. You know how it is.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. She's doing that. I agree that Brittany's sending people into people's chats to make comments that we would never, ever allow. One of our regular chatters would never say. So she can immediately screenshot it and be like, look what they allowed. Absolutely believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard a little bit of it. I heard that Jonesy was like, oh, I thought you had integrity. I really enjoyed you. And at first, Truth was kind of standing his ground. And he kind of was like, things have gone too far and blah, blah, blah. Which is funny because when some people say that, it's like, okay, well, they said that. So that's good. I say it. It doesn't fucking matter. I said it,
Well, I don't think they really care too much. He literally said, I did not agree with that. And I think we shouldn't go after anyone. They still went at him.
Right.
I disagree with what you did. And they still went at him. And they called them. And they were like, I don't know. I think they disrespected him a lot during that whole situation when he was more than polite to those people. And I think their reasoning was kind of weird. I don't know.
I think they're kind of weird. I think they're okay with the fact that Brittany's in private passing around this man's photos asking if he's a pedophile, right?
Yeah, that was so
That's
fucked
okay.
Up. That was so
these people are unbelievable.
Yeah, and well, they have files on people, man, like literal files on people. They're just a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, they have that for whenever they they need a reason to suddenly, go at somebody or dislike somebody. I honestly, it makes me sick that I once believed these people were decent people.
Yeah, well, that's how they're good at it. They pretend like they're friendly with you.
Right.
So they get close to you, and then when they fall out with you, they use whatever information they can get against you. You've dealt with that in the past.
Absolutely have. People want that video of Brittany trolling herself again.
What do you mean trolling herself again?
Oh, she tried going into her own channel.
Oh, yeah.
Commenting that, oh, you have more views than Granny right now. And then forgot to switch accounts and then totally gave away that it was her that. Because she's like, mods, delete that. And then she highlighted it.
Oh, by the way, you did. Congratulations on that video. That what was that? That live stream you did with the raid.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. That was freaking nuts. I can't believe they did all of that for simply that.
Yeah, and then like people were like worried. They were like, "Oh my God, is you getting botted just like Ange?" And you have to like tell
Yeah.
people no.
No, because when you go through YouTube Live, it actually does that. It pushes you into the algorithm. My sub count went up too, and people were sorry, I'm looking for that video. People were saying like, "Oh, you're in the YouTube recommended. What's going on?" Blah blah blah. Anyway, YouTube can tell the difference. What I'm saying.
Yeah, I just think well, I joked in there. I was like, "Look, I guess you couldn't get views without Brittany." It's like,
Right. I get whatever, but yeah.
I think you get pretty good views even when you just cover things separate and apart from that person. To be honest with you, I think anyone can cover. I mean, honestly, I think anyone can do that. It's just that people are just very pissed off with her
Right.
because what she
That's the
does.
thing. People right now are really interested in hearing what's going on with her. So it is like a hot topic, but with or without it, it doesn't make or break anybody's channel.
I mean, like, yeah, and I just think people are just really pissed off with her. Like, there's like Queen's pissed off at her, Clue's pissed off at her, you're pissed off at her. You know what I mean? It's not like you're doing it for the views. You know what I mean? If you were doing it for the views, you'd probably follow a trending case and just be like, forget this lady. It's fucking
Right.
moron. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it. But this lady pushed everyone to the point, and I often say, like, all these channels, like, people complain about all these channels going at her. I'm like, well, if a person goes into a bar and picks a fight with a biker gang, do you blame them for getting beat the shit out of by the biker gang? Like, sometimes there's common sense. You don't start fights with multiple people and think you're going to win.
Right.
You
And
know?
then cried then when multiple people respond at the same time. It's like, well, you're poking all these multiple people at the same time. What do you expect?
And then you don't go
Damn it.
you don't work things out. I know she's not going to be able to work things out with you because she fucking sued you, but things like Queen, like, she doesn't work things out. She actually mods the person. She actually supports the person. While the guy is on the run from an RO, she's supporting the guy while he's on the run. Like, that's so fucked up. That is really fucked up.
Yeah, like her claiming that I never experienced DV. How fucking dare you say I never experienced DV and then minimize a protective order that a judge granted me for 3 years and a superior court upheld? How dare you? But if anybody said that about her, I
Yeah.
can't. I cannot. Hey, nonsense.
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, you two.
What's up?
I got a question.
Depends on the answer.
Okay. Well, here you go. Did you know a certain someone last night in the middle of knocking out here and there finally admitted, I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional. All I do is basically me and my chat go over information and discuss it. Wait a second. I thought there was a declaration used in court filings against Granny that claimed that Granny harmed your professional reputation and or ability to get further professional relationships. Wasn't that claimed, Granny? Oh, Granny.
Well, yes, it was.
Yeah, isn't it funny? I've got the clip of her saying.
Shocker.
Wait, what is the clip saying? I'm sorry, I missed that because I was looking for this video.
She admits she's not a professional, which, I mean, we all have known that for a long time. But it was super funny because I'm like, well, no shit.
Oh, where she claimed in declarations I ruined her professional relationships that she worked years to. Yeah. There's not one person she has kept by her for years. Not one. Not a singular. Maybe some comments go and then they come back, but not one singular.
She's had a lot of people that have played games back and forth for a long time.
Don't you watch the local CNN or any sort of channel and they just fall asleep during, like, a mass shooting or something like that news? They take a little nap in the middle.
Gosh darn it, she wasn't sleeping. It was the ghost, it was the wire, it was the trees falling, it was the non-storm that took place that day. It was everything but the snoring you heard on the screen. Would you stop that? You are defaming and insulting her subscribers and moderators when you make that claim.
So weird, man.
You forgot it was a faulty wire to her.
Oh, I thought I said the wire one. Yeah.
Oh,
the ghost, the wire, the itch. Yeah.
Last night it was a faulty wire to her router, and Spectrum had to come rework everything and test all the lines. First of all, if your router is disconnected, your internet's not going to be like unstable, it doesn't like go down and 2 seconds later come back up. It has to
Right.
reset.
The router
not
actually revamps itself.
Right. I was
Bless
like,
it.
oh no.
But right, so like we all know this, right? Like even when she was on camera falling asleep, we all saw it. We seen her literally bop the mic. For fuck's sake, we saw her bop the mic. But yet there are people that will go along with that lie, and for them, I want to know why. How do you think you are benefiting, helping? You know, I saw the comment by JP, and JP, I actually agree with you. I actually agree with you. I agree with you that people don't actually personally give a shit about Brittany's personal situation. I agree with that.
Right.
And we don't have to.
Exactly.
But you have to agree, JP, that if it was anybody else that had the noise and the falling asleep and the background and the kids up to the mic calling people haters and they were phoning their kids in the middle of the night, asking about custody and blah, 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 that you would all run rampant with that shit. Because you ran rampant with information that wasn't publicly available, that wasn't heard through a mic, but was found via a FOIA. So try to tell me you want to judge parenting off what is coming through a mic on a public platform, but you only judge it off of private FOIAs. Bullshit. Spare us. Spare us. You would all be saying the same fucking thing if you didn't like her today.
I mean, I think that's what a lot of online communities do. I mean, for instance, look at that Tina lady from
golly, yeah.
with the roaches. How many people make comments about the roaches in her house?
Right.
A lot.
And let's face it, this roach problem's been going on for a long time, because when she had the cam slip and Natasha called it out, Natasha was kind of dog whistling for CPS back then, which is the clip you have, nonsense, where Brittany says like, oh, and you know, CPS and my children are in danger from 2022. And we defended her against it. And she said, oh, well, we're just renovating the kitchen. But here we are in 2025, and we're now supposed to believe that a child just doesn't know the difference between bugs. Sunflower, welcome. Thank you for becoming a member.
I about fell over yesterday. I was sent a clip that she actually covering the Matthew and Savannah Soto case out of Texas when they were found deceased in their vehicle. While she was covering that, she, and this, I've heard people say it, but I never had heard the clip until yesterday. And sure as shit, it was found. She is telling her son to get out of her chat because he was trolling her chat. Bitch, my jaw hit the fucking floor.
Yep,
I
because
was
she
like,
thought that
what?
it was, she thought somebody was impersonating her. And then she realized it and told her mods, oh, mods, don't, that, get out of my chat. I told you. And it was under her account.
Did you look at the background when it was covered? I think it was covering a true crime case as well.
Yeah,
like
it was.
Pretty serious
they were talking about
topic.
the death penalty. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know if it would have your kid in a
nightmares, right? Nightmares.
That's why you set your lives to adult. So
she said that he was on her account. So he was on her account, using her account, trolling her because he was pissed off at her, is what the clip basically contains.
Which is why people thought that the video that was uploaded with intent, because I was told that the title was very interesting. Basically like, hey, mom, pay attention to me type of title. And that's why I asked, do you still have the video? Because I want to know what the title is. But they clipped that and they say I'm asking for the video. Therefore, I'm requesting child CP, which is another defamatory fucking remark you made, Brittany, that you will have to answer for.
I just couldn't believe it. I was like, I mean, my 23-year-old trolls me, or she just comes in and whacks people out of the bushes with her wrench.
Yeah,
but
I think
she's an adult.
I mean, I think the situation is that I think she lets her kids use accounts that she has, where that she can, I guess it's like a way for her to monitor them and let them use, I guess, YouTube or something like that.
No, because you can make a kid a YouTube account. No. These are the same people that judged if Sebastian had internet access or not by Chris and Katie.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, no. You can monitor children's accounts in other ways. You don't have to let them have access to yours. And another thing, like none of the family accounts to protect their safety should be attached to her YouTube channel at all. Anyway, she should have a personal. I mean, especially
after that incident, but you know.
Right. Right.
Right. And that I think that's what people that defend Brittany, because I understand it. I do agree to an extent that some of it has gone too far regarding calling out what we're hearing coming from the children in the background. Some of it's directly on the mic, though, so we can't ignore that. But at the same time, this is what people don't understand, is because the internet, me particularly, and others on YouTube have been accused of traumatizing these children. These children have been thrown at us as shields to criticism. We're not allowed to criticize Brittany because she shields herself with them. And that's where people get angry, and they will continue to call out what is being heard, because we're not going to be gaslit that we are the fucking issue for the lack of her parenting. That's why people call it out. And they just don't get that.
Fault. It's not the kid's fault. The
No,
kids have
nobody's
nothing to do
talking
with
badly
this.
on the
Yeah.
poor children. Nobody.
They don't have a say in this. She could
You're
have
right, Akira.
muted more often.
Yeah, there's people like the Dad Podcast that call out these parenting or family flogging channels all the time. And nobody ever says, oh, but by calling out the parenting, you're attacking the children. No,
Actually,
because
he
you're
gets a
not.
lot of that. He actually gets a lot of that.
Oh, I never see that.
He's
I
got a
always
whole
see him
Reddit
getting a
forum.
lot of support from people.
Yeah. Oh, people are against the family vloggers for sure, and the weaponization. Kids cannot consent. They cannot consent legally to this information. Plus, there's child labor laws. It gets really complicated. But he's got like a whole Reddit forum against him because he does show, what they are using, and it's mostly the kids. So he does get quite a bit of pushback, but people are starting to protect their kids more on social media also. So that's a good thing, in my opinion.
Akira, that's a possibility. We just simply don't know. Right, Irish Eyes, but that's where people twist it, right? Oh, you're attacking the kid. You're attacking the kids. No. Mm-mm. Matter of fact, I was in somebody's chat and there was a username that had the child's name and said pussy backpack. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, why are you even under an account like that? Go, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, so no, nobody's trying to attack the children. That's just a lazy way to discredit what people are saying, because you know as well as we do that what you're hearing is wrong. So I thought a free gift that arrived with becoming a parent was that mama bear attitude. Some folks miss that part. Yeah. Ever, psyops, ever.
I'm going to hop back down grading. I just wanted to laugh because the whole professional thing, as it's in a declaration that you harmed her professional relations. I was like, what the fuck, man?
And then what? She went on to make a statement that she's not a professional.
Yeah. I was just like, whatever. I'll clip them back to back for you.
It's actually kind of comical because that's something that you and I particularly have been saying for a long time.
Yeah.
Is that we're not professionals. We're just, idiots with access to the internet.
Right.
But, she does orchestrate these attacks, tomfoolery. And that's why I've said to people for a long time, the best thing to do is to ice her out. But even that doesn't work because then she pokes at you. Like today and the other day, purposely putting her stream back further and further and further because I'm live. Like she just pokes at people or has to bring you up or use you as a thumbnail. But then at the same time, she's so sad and she's so scared and she just wants it to stop. Bullshit.
Ooh.
This girl loves it.
One thing I will say before I hop down, I do agree with the orchestrated stuff, and here's the reason why, and I'll say it publicly. I don't give a fuck at this point. Stop me if you want me to. But I believe that it's likely that this attorney thing that she started on July 9th for, I've got to get this to end within a couple days. It's going to end. They're not going to be able to do this. I believe that she likely didn't think, or her attorney didn't have enough. So I believe some of this is definitely orchestrated to try and rage bait people into reactions or into calling agencies, because she doesn't have any proof that anybody's called agencies or any of these things beyond Dark Horse. That's all she's got. That's all she's got to go with. She can't pin that on any of the rest of us. So I believe that there is a part of her that is baiting people into doing further things. Again, I hope people don't, because
she's always done that.
Yeah,
Like prior
it's
to
just
the
same.
litigation, after she spoke with Nick, she's then replaying not one, not two, but 3 live streams where my family's doxxed, right?
Absolutely.
And then the next day I go live and I make it very clear, unlike you, I'm not a doxer. but here's some personal information about who and what these people are. And then she used that as a reason to go into litigation. She
It was
does set
super
up
coordinated.
traps. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, she absolutely coordinated that. I mean, we've had the streams from September like 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. You can watch the buildup. We did. Jess and I did break all of that down, put all the streams side by side, and it was a mind fuck. But if you sit back and watch, that's exactly what's happening again. And I believe because she's not anybody's sole content. Well, I guess there is a few clip channels, but other than that, like everybody else has other things that they talk about, stuff like that. She really is.
She needs to continue. She needs to continue being everybody's content because her content is being the victim.
Yep.
Of the big bad internet. And then you get the morons that also don't have content, that want a reason to make content off of people that do have content, do get viewership, then agreeing that she's a victim just so they have content. But they know deep down that what she's doing is wrong. And they just simply won't say it. Not yet. You have to wait a few months for them to fall out or no longer need her. Then they'll say it.
Well, you better be careful. They might call you a saint.
Oh, Saint Nonsense at your presence. By the way, just all Saint Nonsense over here. That's the funniest shit. They think it's going to like affect me in some way. I was laughing so hard. I was like, bitch, I've had that tattooed on me for like 20 years. Wake up, catch up. Jess, by the way, we need to have a phone call soon because I found out some stuff that is going to make you laugh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But okay, I'm going. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
How do her subs? Some of her subs wake up, and when they wake up, you notice this beats him. She does that guilty pull back in with them, like. And the worst part is, some of my subs are saying I'm sleeping too. They bought what they said. They bold-faced bought it. They bought it, but it's not true. That's why she creates this very parasocial relationship with the chat, so she can guilt them into remaining to support her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's made posts saying as much, Tim. Like, if you were my friend, you would support me no matter what. And it's like, no, they're not friends. They're fucking subscribers. They're chatters that are here for either entertainment, true crime updates, or to see you as a train wreck.
Yeah.
To use that manipulation.
I mean, the problem is that she also doesn't actually really do true crime. She's terrible at it. She's terrible.
Of course she is, because she's a conspiracy and a drama lover. Drama is her heart. It leaks out of her. And that has been proven by all the time she has fallen asleep while talking about a tragic story, a true crime case, but how she's wide awake when it comes to the drama.
You know, and the thing is, if she just stuck to the drama and just went back and forth with people and just like did silly things like make fun of people and shit like that, I wouldn't have a problem with her. I'd be like, okay, well, whatever. You keep into the rules. But she goes with these fucking injunctions and her, fucking modding people that are stalking people. And
she uses big terms like,
yes.
I'm being harassed, I'm being stalked, I'm being, she uses these insanely big, terms and waters them down to fit the narrative of the fact that no, you're simply an active participant in a drama community.
Yeah.
Hence the fact she made a backup channel just for drama.
And what's this thing I'm hearing a lot of? I heard Craig and then I heard someone else say on the panel, it's like somehow men in this community, you can't be in this community because you're a guy. It's like women's business. What do you think of that statement?
I think that's the dumbest statement. I think it's a misogynistic statement, and I'm not surprised that it would come out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm. It's so weird. Like they always say that it's like women's. I'm like, talking about true crime or talking about the fact that if frivolous lawsuits are happening is the domain of women. I didn't know that. We'll need to have a meeting about that. But yeah, well, I'm not going to take my man cues from a guy who, based upon what I heard, I wouldn't consider a man, to be honest with you. Putting hands on women, it doesn't make you a man. It makes you a child. So just my opinion. They don't like when that's true. True. But yeah, it's very interesting. Psyops, you're in trouble. You're in here too. I think the whole falling asleep is a grift too. Nah, I think she does fall asleep. I think something's going on. I think that house is so hectic. I don't think there's like a moments of like quiet. That's what I think.
I was just listening to a clip from 2022. Brittany, the same thing. You and Voices are inciting people to call CPS against me. Granny's watching. I've never hosted somebody who has wished death on you or your children. She absolutely did. I mean, my golly. It's amazing though that from like 2021, 22, 23, 24, now to 25, everybody's inciting CPS, right? Like, it's just, oh my gosh, nothing changes with her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny for her to for them to say that men shouldn't be in this community or whatever, but yet she introduced her boyfriend to this community and had Crafton in this community. And what's that other guy's name? Ben George in this community.
Yeah.
Gooner George. But that's all okay.
He's the least of the evil of the three, to be honest with you.
Oh, absolutely agree with you. But it's
mean,
just funny that like men shouldn't be in this community unless they're men that support her and like her and buy her bullshit. Then it's okay that they're in this community.
I honestly think Ben George is probably the most normal of those three, to be honest with you. He's, he just got caught recording camps, you know what I mean? But at least it wasn't like some weirdo shit where it was like a young girl or some shit. It was like an older lady. So
no, that's usually what happens is these people come over there and they come for whatever true crime topic. And then Brittany has mastered the art of, while speaking about whatever true crime case, she adds in her own victimhood. And these people that don't know it, whose heartstrings are already being pulled because either the topic's about a infant child that was murdered by his parents or a missing teenager, they're already open-hearted and sensitive. She then adds in her woe is me, and they believe it for a little bit at least. And as time goes on, they realize, well, wait a minute. If all these horrible things are happening, why do you keep poking? If all these horrible things are happening, why aren't you making changes? And they eventually get tired of it, and they usually come over to one of the channels she's been bad-mouthing, and then she says, well, you drank their Kool-Aid. You drank their Kool-Aid. Instead of admitting, no, they finally saw you for who and what you are.
Yeah,
because that would take self-accountability, though.
What she does is that she pretends that she's like, oh, I'm being victim, I'm a victim and everything. But the reason is she does that is because she gets her most super chats during that time.
Exactly, super tears, like Dolly said.
Super tears or super chats.
It's exactly what it is. And Brittany has always done this too, where she'll have a live schedule and it'll be like a true crime live or even maybe a drama live, but she'll postpone it because somebody else is live, or she's in the chat being a victim somewhere else, which is currently what I'm hearing is happening. And that's usually what she does. And every time she has other creators on her side, she's no longer that wildering little sweet Christian woman that just wants to be left alone to do Bible study. No, she's Miss Badass. Come see me. You won't step to me in real life. And you, I think most of you have seen that switch up by now, right? Put a 1 inch. Have you seen how Brittany switches up when she has creator support?
Oh yeah, she likes when she's the type of person that when she thinks she's like got something over on you, she laughs, she acts Billy badass.
Yeah.
But when the tables turn, it's different. Like look at her attitude when that injunction first came out.
Yep.
When she thought she had all the support and all these people supporting her. I've seen it before. I've seen it when she was with Savage. When Savage used to be in the chat, same thing.
When she had Moon and now she has Loon again with her, and when she had Kim and when, that's always what it's been. That's always how she's operated. And a lot of people see it. There's all these ones. And don't you love how that injunction came out and it was stated that Granny should have just been quiet? But the person that was seeking to take away my freedom of speech because they were terrified of me couldn't even contain themselves enough to not speak on me during that litigation. So at least make it appear as if your claims were true. Unreal. I agree, Coco. I think she's addicted to the validation she gets through the internet that she's obviously not getting at home.
Did you,
on
a
here's
side
the problem.
She's
She's also getting validation now. Sorry.
During that to Sebastian, that with Seth Rogers, did you see that? I think Mr. or someone like one of the Mr. E's, I gotta look it up, like Missy maybe, or her cousin, whoever, accidentally wore a skirt.
Oh, yeah.
Something that should not have been seen was seen.
Yeah, I heard all about it. And at one point, her chat even told her, like, maybe turn the camera or turn her legs the other way.
Yeah, she's like, says, I always wear skirts.
Yeah, she said, it's a skirt. It's a skirt. Oh, my gosh.
That's hilarious.
I'm sorry she said that to you. And listen, she may have been wearing a skirt or whatever, sure, but still, like you don't, the thing is, I think what made it funnier is that they pretend that they're so like proper, right? They're so professional and proper, and and then yet you're sitting there with a skirt or a skirt on, but you still have your legs spread. Cross your legs
Bro,
like a lady.
like, why are we seeing all these people's private parts, man? You never see my penis,
Right.
but we've allegedly seen TikTok Tony's. If by that image, by my identification, I believe that's a shape of a penis when I
Yeah,
saw
can we
that.
get an update from the FBI? Did they ever trace down the little evidence they had to who that may belong to?
I swear to God, if he tries to sue anyone for that, I'm gonna do an Epstein.
That's
investigation.
actually it. That's an exhibit in my litigation.
Yeah,
We
I
put that
would.
as an exhibit.
I swear to God, you ever see Epstein's deposition?
No,
It only lasted a minute. Do you know why?
no.
Because the lawyer started asking him the shape of his penis. Is it an eggplant shaped penis?
Oh my
Is it?
goodness.
and
my
he
goodness.
got up and he walked, and the lawyer was just like, he started asking like the girth and width of his penis. And I would do that. If he did, if he sued me, I'd be like, okay, we're gonna have to identify the
Good
peen.
golly. My favorite horror movie is Michael Myers. Halloween series is my absolute favorite. Oh my goodness, Janice, thank you. You made PA history. No person on YouTube can ever take that from you. Very soon you will be able to run the Rocky style. I don't know if I'll be able to do that, girl. And your case will be used as a reference to protect others' free speech. You're right, Janice. You're right. Thank you so much for the super chat. Clue says, okay, to be fair, she is a thick woman. Her thighs don't allow her knees to touch, so y'all be nice. No, because she could cross her legs. I got thick thighs too. Cross your legs. No excuse. Or don't wear a skirt. Wear shorts. Wear jeans. Wear leggings. Wear anything but. No. Yeah, I want to see Tony's attorney's face when he gets this litigation response and he sees all these exhibits, and one being Tony's alleged peen slip that he tried to immediately blame on JLR, which
Well-
we have proof of. You guys ever see that?
Well, the thing is, he can't say that that's because I remember like that night, because the recording that you saw was actually from another content creator that she was like live streaming.
Yeah,
And also,
Dolly was
Dolly
live at the
saw
time
it.
too. Mhm.
Dolly saw it. He was like, "What the hell is this?" And then you saw JLR seeing it as well. Like everyone saw it because people were like looking at this guy's live stream, and it was like everyone seen it. So it'd be hilarious if you try to bring litigation. I'd be like, "Bro, you want that as public record? All right, man."
Well, it is now. Again, it's in my document.
Mhm.
It's in my filing. It is now public record. Because part of his harmed reputation, in my opinion, is the fact that he allowed that to happen. And
Right,
then try to gaslight everybody that it didn't happen.
Bro, do you remember when he tried to fake that video? Like, guys, this is what happened. He had his cell phone pointed at a different TikTok live stream that had different people on there, trying to say like this is the real recording.
Mm-hmm.
That was so hilarious when he did that. I was like, oh my god, this is unreal.
And then we had to all pull up how he how he just overlaid the image of the live stream that day to make it appear as if it wasn't like the timestamp was wrong, because everybody was running around with the, what was it, 12 whatever timestamp.
Oh my god. I remember when Cheesy and I saw it first. I think we joked, like, I think Cheesy or me said it was like a mouse that ran across the fucking camera. So
Oh yeah, I was cracking up at that because I had to find proof of the event to send to this attorney. So I was going through like people's videos and shit, and that was one of them that came up for me.
I was like, oh my god.
Here's
Like-
the proof if people are unaware. Here's Tony in private with TikTok ladies and Delta. And here's Tony Mathis, sick fucker. Yes, he is. Use that Delta. This is JLR's mugshot. He impersonated the uncle of the Sandy Hook shooter. Okay. Then Del says, sure will. Here comes one of the TikTok ladies. Here goes Tony. Say it was his little pecker on that edited video. He's the one who did it. There he is trying to blame his peen slip on JLR. Hey, Wandering Sub. There it is. Say it was his little pecker. He himself even called it a little pecker. Self-admittance.
At least he's
Leakage.
honest. At
Right.
least he's honest, you know.
Leakage is what we call it. And then here's we can call her poly, as in polyester curtains in her double wide trailer. Should I make a post requesting for any clips of bullying and harassment people have for tomorrow? But I won't say it's for tomorrow. Just so they can't say we stalked them and shit. And there's Tony. Sure. And that's the same avatar that he used to message and threaten one of our friends here and to no longer speak in her opinion on him. And by the way, Tony, Trump believes in the First Amendment. So you're not being a very good Trumpster. And then here's our girl don't play. Brought her dinner tonight because of that. And then here he is. Beating up B socks. $50 for beating up B socks. Yes, he called his pecker the little pecker. Good morning, guess who has arrived? Thank you. And he did accuse Jay of doing the overlay. And then he tried to act like it was JLR's penis. And I can't believe we're even having this discussion. But it is now an exhibit over in Oklahoma. So
The problem is that that's going to be, if this doesn't get dismissed, which I think it's going to get dismissed, if you ever get to depositions, that's going to be one of the questions your lawyer's going to ask him. I'm not even laughing. That will be a question that he will ask.
I know.
And he will show the video.
But because we filed the Oklahoma Participation Act, all depositions are held until the judge rules on that. Although it would have been funny.
I mean, like, people think it's a joke, but when you get into that deposition, boy, you sing like a canary. I can't wait until Betty's transcript comes out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be 200 pages, I hear.
Wow.
You know? And Queen was very happy when she, after that. So I think it's going to be very interesting. So people think it's a joke, but when a lawyer comes in and they get the clips and they got all that information, you're not going to be too happy. Just saying.
Yeah, I think when people do these litigations, they think they're the only ones that get to do depositions. And they forget that you open yourself up to depositions as well, which I know my PA attorney was actually looking forward to doing with Seth Rogers.
Yeah, I mean, like, you don't think that that's going to be a possibility that's going to be asked of him? Like, so on the night of so-and-so, you had a TikTok live where an image, you know, and then they show it and they mark that, they deem that video marked as an exhibit, and they make a printout and they show it to him. And he says, can you identify what that is? And then they put that as an exhibit in a transcript.
Yep. Good morning, Vanessa. Yeah, the PA judge will absolutely hear about the Oklahoma lawsuit. Matter of fact, I believe, and I haven't checked with either attorney yet, but on the document statement to this superior court, it asks if there's any other litigation with any of the defendants or plaintiffs in any other courts, and they put no. They didn't put Tony down, and I feel like they should have. I haven't checked yet to make sure that's true, but
I hope. I mean, I don't know. Can you get him for attorney's fees for this?
Yeah, in Oklahoma, if they do, if the judge agrees that it's a participation act, yeah. I mean, we requested them regardless. So,
did you bring that screenshot about like that whole "I'll sue you to cost your money"?
Absolutely, that's an exhibit.
Okay, I hope you win. I mean, like, it's such an abusive process. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, the good thing is my attorneys put so many reasons why it should be dismissed that like the judge can basically take one or all. You know what I mean? There's many reasons, and I do agree that it should absolutely be dismissed.
And I hope you get paid something, like, you know, he has to pay money because the guy's a real piece of shit. Like, I really think the guy's a garbage human being. Honestly can't believe how this guy has actually gone far in his life, to be honest with you, because he's such a piece of shit. But
my opinion agrees with your opinion. That absolutely. I mean, we know he's gotten very far by being a frequent flyer in the courts. Rather that be him suing people or people suing him, and you know, which is why I'm shocked that they would even put that in there, like that I said he's a frequent flyer, because yeah, by all accounts, in my opinion, he is. Did you know that Texana is claiming that I guess she was physically assaulted by them at the airport.
I never heard that. No.
Yeah, it's here.
I mean,
She won't just come right out and say things. She says things in a puzzling way, and I think that's where I get frustrated with her because I feel like it's no different than what At Night and them do. But when you
yeah,
go
but
over to here, sorry, go ahead.
difference is they don't. She's not using a missing child.
Well, she kind of is, to be fair.
Hmm. Well,
But I get what you're saying. But yeah, if you go over here, so I asked her, I just straight out said, who did that? Because she's implied it several times now. When your team physically assaulted me at Terminal B at the Philly airport, the Gentlemen's Club got involved. And then there's these random photos. But she's not, so I actually asked her, I believe that's probably me right here, who assaulted you, Texana? But you don't get it, she's not going to answer me, but she's implied it several times now. Even over here. So I don't know. I would love to know what is like Texana versus Seth Rogers, Texana Fernandez versus CPD, APS evidence from Tennessee to Texas, sworn statements from law enforcement concerning Andrea, Seth, and Tony, sworn statement from witness concerning due process rights concerning police misconduct, police video footage backing up Texana, and then I guess them interfering with her law filings. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's very confusing. What about the pictures? I just don't understand what she's saying with them. And how come she hasn't directly came out and said about the airport?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I go with things that like facts. If there's something that comes through in a court case, that'll be interesting. That's why I don't really talk about the Tucson stuff because there's nothing concrete yet.
Yeah, like even right here, Crow and Mission Impossible, whoever that is. The Gentlemen's Club possesses numerous resources. I firmly believe that revisiting the original site would be most significant mistake for either one of you. I will wait. And that's the Philly airport. So I don't understand exactly
I don't know, man.
what she's saying. And I bless her heart with whatever she's doing. I hope she's successful. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's what's really sad is like, this is what happened in Seth's life. Like, look at it. Like, look how disaster it is.
Yeah.
Before this situation, he had a stable job, he had an apartment, and now he's like a broken down car. No one's around him, and
no
he's
true
broke.
support.
And he's broke.
I agree.
And all the money disappeared. And
It's
very
kind of
sad.
sad, isn't it? I mean, it is sad.
It's sad. I mean, like the guy, but unfortunately, this was all his making. He did all these things to himself. He did a lot of these things to himself, and that's the saddest thing. Like, if he didn't surround himself with TikTok Tony, if he didn't act the fool, if he just simply I think he would be fine. But unfortunately, he did the opposite.
Yeah. He got rid of all the professionals around him and surrounded himself with these people that were looking for clicks and views.
Yeah, and still are.
And still are, right. And I don't think people realize this, but the way it works on X is like the amount of clicks you get, revenue you get, right? We know that they monetized after getting involved with Sebastian. We know they came out with merch after getting involved with Sebastian. Like, a lot of this to me was a way for them to jump into the limelight of what they saw, because they even credited JLR in the beginning. Due to his pursuit, and I do think it was clicks.
I knew they were broke as soon as I saw him trying to sell coffee cups on his fucking channel. I'm like, what multi-millionaire tries to sell a motherfucking coffee cup?
Right.
One cup at a time. Like, no.
No, I agree.
Like,
and who the hell's buying a cup that simply says Nick the Hat on it? When she mentions current Mission Impossible, they know what she means. I agree. They likely know what she means, but I'm nosy. I want to fucking know too.
Mm-hmm.
My curiosity is killing me. And I want to know what's going on with their litigation, because I know the upcoming court hearing was postponed. I don't know. I just want to know what's happening. Hey, KB and Lazy Wolf, although you've been here, Lazy Wolf. But yeah. Like, aren't you a little curious, B Tim? Like, everybody's okay with the suspiciousness of it.
Of
I'm
what?
not.
Suspicious of what? Of
Of
what?
Texana's litigations.
I don't know, man. I think like most likely, I think they did something like they pushed her out of there, and I don't know how much if it's true or not, but unfortunately, I think Tony could have handled it better, and I don't think litigation would have occurred.
Well, if Tony was as brilliant of a public speaker as he claims he is, which is why these families retained him for this position. Not that we didn't catch Tony months and months back seeking out families on Facebook. No. They seek him out. Then he would have never gotten Seth caught up in all this shit. You're right, Slim Pickens, he did. Good morning, Bernice. I was in a bad mood the other day. Too much going on in my life. I'm sorry to hear that, but I feel you. I don't know, B Tim. I just want to see something get done. I'm tired of these con artists conning. I'm tired of the games being played on Sebastian's name, the face recognition and this and that. And why is my biggest question is why is Seth okay with all of this?
I don't know.
Drives me nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange situation. But we'll see what happens. I mean, like, I don't know if is TikTok Tony around Seth anymore? He's not even there.
He's pretending to be a private citizen right now.
Well, that doesn't work when you're on Court TV and they have a live stream of it. I think I have that. Let me see if I actually.
We do. We have all of it. We have it too. He not only that, but he owns a TikTok channel. He made every appearance on every channel on YouTube as the spokesman. He went on Court TV, Nancy Grace, Vinnie Politan. Remember, they were on Vinnie Politan and they oddly asked Vinnie to please help Seth get cleared as a suspect. And Vinnie's whole tune changed. He was so uneasy with the situation. It was hysterical.
Yeah. I even have the Court TV, that one downloaded when Joseph Lasniak jumped on.
Oh my goodness. When he said he's not wearing a toupee.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was hilarious. Let me see.
Oh, you really got someone with the hair comment.
I also have the downloaded of when he was in Mr. and Mrs. E's, the interview with them.
Mm-hmm.
I have that one. I basically, like, when these guys start talking litigation, I start downloading shit and putting them into a file, just like I do with other people that talk about litigation.
Hell yeah. And that's what they don't understand. They try to act like they're being stalked and all these things. And it's like, no, you're being preserved because you threaten litigation. People are now preserving your words on the internet. So you can delete the streams and get rid of them and all that, but they are downloaded in a nice little packet ready for you to strike because that's what these snakes do. They hide their dirty deeds and then they try to throw mud at you. Hey, Amy.
Yeah. That is true. That is
so I'm
true.
glad that you also preserve everything. I can't stand these people that are so willy-nilly with this whole, I need 10K to sue the internet that I continue to poke at.
Well, the problem is that I don't think she's going to get that type of cash. And I think once you start, I mean, like, if she, that's the thing I did. I think with Clue, I disagree with. I would not have read the report. I'd probably just sue the fuck out of her for defamation. And I think Clue has a fantastic case for it. I would probably just sue the fuck out of Brittany, and I'd probably try to sue Craig too.
Absolutely.
And I would put them both in a filing, and I would probably put aside 20 grand.
Uh-huh.
And I would just sue them. And I would just be like, whatever. Because 20 grand will probably last you about 6 months, probably, if you start initiate a lawsuit. So yeah, see what happens.
I would too, especially if you had the means. And Clue says that they do. I absolutely would too.
And I think that's the only way you can hurt these people was getting into their pocketbooks. You know what I mean? And people say, well, that's, aren't people tired of lawsuits? Like, well, that's not a frivolous lawsuit. And if you're paying for it yourself, I don't see how people would have a problem with that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm tired of frivolous lawsuits, and I'm tired of people screaming that it's okay to do frivolous lawsuits. Clue has a legitimate lawsuit. And honestly, if any of these people want to sue any of these people that are okay with frivolous litigation, then who the hell, do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, you claimed that, you said they were chumos. Yeah, your
Several
boyfriend said
times.
that, actually, on your live stream. You did no corrections. You never made a correction at all. You had a person jump on a panel, basically said that's how they make their money, like how she made her money
Yep.
and support herself. You never made a correction. you're done for, son. I mean,
And you know, beats him in the court of law, because it has been brought up in other cases. I was just speaking with my attorney about it. And you are responsible for what is stated or written on your channels as far as defamation goes. So the fact that she,
Betty, what do you
yeah,
think? What do you think the case is like? One of the things that with like held from dismissed from prejudice because of a statement about sleeping in a car.
right.
That statement, that is the basis of one of her key and also I think tortious interference. But yeah, and that was said by, unfortunately, me, because I seen a video of her stating that they slept in a car, and I repeated that, and I was laughing. And unfortunately, she used that, and she was trying to imply I was saying something else.
Right.
When I was actually just, and we pulled, even though we have the live stream, we showed it like that, so in filing, even though that's like the truth, it's just BS. But yeah, so yeah, you can be held again. You know, that's why I'm very careful of what I say. Like on their
That's why I correct people when they say things up here that can be used in litigation or held against me. That's why I speak out against it. Because if you don't, then you are accountable for what is said on your platform.
Yeah, like if you just like if someone says something and you make a correction right away, you know, it's a, you know, you're not going to be in too much. But she has never made a correction. She has never apologized. She's never done anything. In actuality, she's pushed it. So I think Clue has a great case. The same thing with Queen. I mean, like she let someone on a panel to state that she strangled her children.
Right. And that she sold drugs to children.
What do you what do you think Queen's suing Betty for?
Oh, I was referring to Betty, but yeah, you're right. No, that's what I mean. And I definitely have several cases. Brittany very publicly stated that I have and I know people are like, oh, we're tired of hearing about it, but it's not funny. That I have anal warts, and that I sent photos around of anal warts. That's fucking defamatory as shit. That's defamation per se.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And so that's one of the things she has to answer. She has a lot of things to answer for, and the time will come where she will have to answer for this shit, and people are going to learn a tough lesson on what is defamatory and what isn't.
Oh yeah.
So yes, Craig calling them chomos is defamatory.
Yeah.
Kim being on her platform saying that's how Clue put food on the table is defamatory, and Brittany is responsible.
But I have a question for you about the Boogie stuff. Boogie, what did you think of him stating that he would want to meet Desi and talk to her when she was 17?
I feel like people were taking that differently, and I'm sure you're one of them. I feel like he made it very clear, like I wouldn't have been like sexual with her. Or he was saying in a way of I get one less year with her. He was trying to come from a lovey-dovey place, but it came across creepy because it's a creepy statement.
Sounded like grooming to me.
Right,
That's what it sounded like.
Right.
It sounded like grooming to me, but that's how I took it.
The one metal block was about a blog and what comments were allowed on a blog. But I think he meant it as like a, you know, I love her so much that I miss not being able to, like, I missed out on the year.
Give him an extra year, losing weight.
Yeah.
I mean, I can definitely tell you how to get more years out of your life. It's losing the weight and getting into shape and not being like 300 and something pounds.
He has been losing weight though, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean,
he
he's
says
slowly
because of her.
And Ozempic.
Yeah. Dude,
I mean,
Ozempic is making some people just look crazy.
I don't know, man. I don't think I would ever trust a dietary pill. To me, like, it just seems weird. It's like, listen, I mean, I understand if you're like morbidly obese and you're deciding whether you're going to die from it, but I think people shouldn't be using dietary. Like, unfortunately, that's how my mom got her heart condition, was from dietary pills.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So, and that led to her later on, you know, her dying. So many, many years later. But yeah, that thing fucks you with your heart. And that's what, unfortunately, there's a lot, you know, diet pills and diet stuff. In the end of the day, I mean, people should be very careful of dietary pills and Ozempic and all that stuff. You know, that's my opinion.
Plus, you have to work out too, so you don't, you know, you lose that flappy skin.
You could be skinny fat and you could be pre-diabetic skinny. That's true. I mean, there's people who are skinny fat. When they look at body mass, they look at the muscles. So, like, so if you're mostly, I mean, like my sister is skinny, but when she went to the gym, he's like, "Wow, you're like skinny fat. Like you have more fat than muscle. That's not good." because what happens is when you have more fat than muscles, I think it produces a certain chemical that can make you diabetic.
That's
When you-
actually crazy.
Yeah, so that's why, like, even if you're skinny, you can be pre-diabetic based upon how much fat is in your system. You don't have to be fat to be diabetic. So that's why it's very important to do weights and make sure that you are actually in shape. And
Oh.
so, I mean, this is a warning to people. Don't think because you're skinny, you're in shape and you're not going to be diabetic.
Megan said, I'm sorry to hear this, Megan, that her mom passed from complications from Fin, but Ozempic is not for weight loss, it's for diabetes.
Yeah, but people use them for weight loss in Ozempic.
They call it TOFI, thin on the outside, fat on the inside.
Yeah. It's a bit like there's people that say like, it's not good for you. So yeah, like, yeah, you got to be careful. Like if I was, a good thing to do is to go to a doctor and see what your fat to, your fat ratio is. And you'll be surprised. Even if you're skinny.
That's
I'm sure
interesting.
I'm giving Granny's thoughts like, fuck.
I know. I'm thinking.
Like, that's why it's good to do like jogging or do light weights, like 5 or 10 pound weights or stuff like that every day to build muscle mass, because muscle mass actually leads to increased lifespan. It builds up bone density, strength, muscle mass. It really will improve your life and actually keep you mobile the older you get. That's why they always recommend to do, weight training.
Yeah, body in motion, stay in motion.
Yeah.
Congratulations on losing weight, Shelly. That's actually great. I've seen a few people say that they think BJ is having a C&D letter sent out. What exactly does that mean? What happens if people don't do what the C&D says? Well, then if you don't do it, then they can potentially sue you. But if Brittany does send you a C&D and anything in there you feel is dishonest, you are able to basically sue her and have her come to your state and show proof of her claims of the C&D. So
yeah, and
it's a
plus
really interesting world.
Most C&Ds are only worth the wait. Like if you get, like, I'll give you an example. If like,
unless you're going to follow through.
Yeah, like if Logan Paul sent us a C&D, I'd take it very seriously. I'd be like, even if it was frivolous, even if he was like, it was completely frivolous, I'd be like, oh, fuck.
Well, that's one thing I've learned beats him is if you know somebody's litigious, like I pointed out several times that Tony's litigious, right? He's in and out of courtrooms, frequent flyer. I should have not spoken about him. Like, how dumb is that to literally speak about somebody who is litigious and has no problem suing somebody?
Well,
now, somebody like Brittany, I don't think she really has the means to start or end litigation. So,
yeah, I mean, we know how much litigation costs, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
and these people don't. They have no idea because to them, they think it's, pennies. And that's great. Think that until you or one of your friends are paying for an attorney. Then you'll find out how hard it is to get a pro bono or find somebody free.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not, and it's kind of like quicksand. Once you start, it's very hard to get out.
Right. And the other thing people don't realize is while you may be able to afford an attorney, good luck finding an attorney that knows what the fuck he's doing. You might end up with one like Lesniak, if you will, right? Where maybe they were free. Maybe they were, it was convenient, but they didn't do that great of a job. So be careful. Be careful what you wish for out there. You never know. Does this bitch ever sleep like in a bed live kind of all night and now live again soon? Crazy. I agree. And yet, it's insomnia.
I think it's, like the problem is I think that house is not stable and I think there's not a set routine.
Right. Of course.
You know what I mean? Like you could tell that it's a very chaotic situation based upon the live streams. It's not. You know what I mean? Like me.
And a lot of times, people label their kids as like ADHD or out of control or even autistic. When the fact of the matter is they have no way to escape the energy they have building up all day. Kids need to run. They need to play. They need to explore. Their minds need to be expanded. If you have a child sitting, and I'm not speaking about Brittany right now when I say this, I'm speaking in general. If you have a child sitting in front of a phone or a gaming system or a computer all day long, then when it comes to bedtime, they have too much built up energy sitting in them. They have to be able to release that. You have to tire your kids out. They're not going to get tired because it gets dark out. That's not the way it works. You have to help them become tired. Ugh. Yeah, I've been inciting CPS for 4 fucking years now, according to them. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. If what people are hearing is concerning enough that the word CPS even come out, then that's the problem lies on the creator that's allowing that shit to be heard, not the creator that's repeating it. And no, I've never encouraged, nor would I ever encourage CPS unless you truly had concerns.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think, yeah, unless you have real concerns, and that's the thing. And I don't think there's like anything, as much as I think, like, we hear this, not to the level of CPS, and also it's not right to do that to content creators.
Yeah,
To do
there's
that,
others in the real world that if there's concerns, they'll see it. You don't have to do it because you're on the
yeah,
internet.
yeah. Doesn't mean that you can't have an opinion about what's going on. You don't voice your opinion, but like, when you're online, but calling CPS is definitely going real life, and it's really fucked up. And it's not a good thing to do to people. You know what I mean?
Just like it's not a good thing to come out here and say a creator strangles her children and not
Yeah.
call that incitement of CPS because it
Yeah.
came from you.
Yeah. And
exactly, Java. It's the same thing with puppies and all of that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you already ordering the weights?
Yes, you know it. No, I actually do have weights. I go to the gym.
Ah, okay, cool.
Those chats are always known for lying. There's no shocker there that there's a chat out there fucking lying and spreading shit. And what's funny is when they accuse others of doing things like that, like inciting CPS, you are in turn inciting your audience into retaliating against the person that you're accusing that of. So we're all just one big fucking shit show of incitement, if you ask me. But
except for me.
Yeah, except for B10.
I'm a
He's
saint.
just some old geezer hanging out with the youngins.
I'm a grandpa. Grandpa beats him, don't you know?
Grandpa beats him.
I'll tell you about the good old days where we had to walk everywhere and everything was horse and buggy.
10 miles in the snow. Speaking of horse and buggy, I'm going to go ahead to the Amish market. So I guess I'll allow Brittany to go live now.
All right.
Chloe, are you going live? Is Queen going live? Anybody going live? Jay?
I don't know if Queen, let me check. I don't think Queen's going live right now. But she's going to be out in Rumble probably later on today, my guess. But how it is. School probably. She's dealing with that,
Yeah.
Kids with school.
We haven't started yet, thank God. Yeah, that's the stupidity of how I made my channel name. That particular creator's grandmom was called Nana. If my channel was named after a particular person's grandmom, don't you think the name would have been whatever they called that lady in their life? Come on.
We all know what you're talking about. Natasha Cooper is trying to say. Yeah, I know.
And these people are pushing as if it's true. And it's like, who fucking, even if you believe that to be true, who fucking cares? First off.
I mean, if the devil came up to you and told you something, would you believe him?
Right.
I don't know if I believe him.
Not only that, but again, the name would have been Nana's watching. And that's not the case here. I was thinking of everybody's grandmoms and how we act. Would we act this way in front of them? It was for everybody. It wasn't a particular person. For
we all regret. We all regret our YouTube names, don't you know?
Yeah. Well, and we all act, on our best behavior in front of grandparents. Normally, I mean, some of us do. Some of you have no coof no matter where you're at. So
yeah.
Some of you can't distinguish a church from a playground.
True that. Well, it was good talking to you. You have a good day.
Tim. Thank you. I'm going to get all the Amish desserts that you think people shouldn't eat. All the fatty, good, sugary treats in the world. Exactly, Joe Madre. He's just such a right. Exactly. I don't even know the name. There you go, Megan. I have no idea the name because it simply isn't true. But I love that people think that or twist that. And what are you going to fucking do? Ostracize her now. That's what her channel was named after. I mean, for fuck's sake, maybe if the person's image was my avatar, my background, and all those things, but it simply isn't. So find another reason. Don't you people have 50 million other things you can pick as an excuse? Oh, you guys want to go? Okay. Are you saying he's live now, River House? Hold on. I can't even find his channel, to be honest. Oh, hold on. It's a shame that some of you only get seen when you use other creators' names. All right. I'm going to direct you guys over. Tell them I see you. Drop in your melons. Tell them we're here to represent. Tell them we are colluding today, but maybe not tomorrow. Don't you fucking leave yet. I said, wait just a moment. And make sure you hit the gosh darn thumbs up before you leave, please. Did we reach 1K on the thumbs up? I will be so upset if we haven't. You know, though, truth be told, I will never forget the day we hit 1,000 thumbs up without even trying. It was one of my most memorable times because it was such a big deal that happened. We didn't direct the chat. We didn't have a poll. It happened because people genuinely enjoyed the content. And it honestly made me so dang proud, happy, whatever word you want to use for it. It is how I see is already over there, you betrayers. I'm checking the thumbs up. It's like, whatever it is, I don't care. I'm happy with it. Oh, dang, we're a little bit lower, though. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. No, I'm thankful for you, Usher. So seriously. Exactly. You make your live now. But anyway, I'm going to drop you all over. Make sure you drop some. Mine only says 846, not 9. But make sure you guys hit some thumbs up while you're over there. Make sure you drop some watermelons in the chat to let them know we are swinging on through. And I will see all of you next time. Get all the bakes good. Thank you, With the Croc. If you guys want, I will go live from there. Thank you, Samantha, hitting a thumbs up. I appreciate all of you. As always, thank you so much for being here today, for spending the morning with me. Hope you all enjoyed your cups of Nancy, and I will see you all next time. I have one question to wrap it all up. My one question to Seth is, why are you okay with the games that are being played on your missing child's name at the expense of these guys getting a few clicks and views? Do you understand the impact it is having in the search for your son? And how many of you, drop it below in the comments after the stream ends, believe that there are people interfering in the search efforts for Sebastian, but it's the people that are surrounded by his father, Seth? Those are my thoughts for today. These are all my opinions. I appreciate all of you. And yeah, we'll let BJ go live now. Thank you all so much. See you next time.